All right, we're gonna get this party started again. Sorry, I guess I had a bad connection on my phone, and we're back. And with this new teleportation, I was able to catch Rush Babe in the house. Rush Babe, welcome, Rush Babe. Welcome, welcome, everybody in the house. Let's get back into it. Aztec, how are you, my friend? I did say hello to you earlier. Robert, welcome back. Welcome back. Man, we had like 100 people there for a second, and then we lost everybody. Probably just not happy that I was coming on in the crappy ass reception on my cell phone while I was driving on the freeway. Dosito, welcome back. Welcome back. Uh, yeah, it was just like a 15, 20 minutes from home. I actually didn't think it was going to be that fast. There was just no traffic at all. For a moment that I thought Robert was calling me sweetheart. I was like, wait a minute, man. This is not what we want to show the world here. It's a little gay there. All right, all right. Let's see. No music introduction. Everything was just old business. Jumping in right into it. Right into it. Don't give up on your dreams, Dennis. I appreciate that, but I'm gonna tell you something. To be governor of Washington State is not my dream. It's not a dream, and it's not something that I want. I'd rather just do uh, my simple life and be free. That's what I want. Because being a governor, it is a privilege. I'm not gonna lie, it's a privilege and it is an honor. But it doesn't mean anything to me um, for myself. I really just want to. Excuse me. I really just want to be able to do something and to give back to my state, to my country. I want to be able to say that I actually tried to fight for those who can't fight themselves. It is more of a burden. I agree. Um, Thank you, Aztec. Thank you, Aztec. I appreciate your words. I think it's because my phone it's far away from me, and I think I have to yell. I know, but you know what? Me raising my voice, I'm a loud guy. I'm a very loud guy, and when you hear me talking soft, that is a new wow, different type of level. But I am a loud guy. So when I hear the leftists come into my channel and tell me I'm a loudmouth, they're not lying. I am, but that's just the way it is. Yeah. All right. So the sound is good, I guess. All right. So let me go ahead and start over here. One of the things that I was talking about earlier, Tanya, Tanya's back, right? Is Tanya back yet? Oh, I don't see Tanya yet. Oh. Hi, Lori. How are you? Welcome to the Dennis Herrera Show. It's very late. As you guys know, as I said earlier in my introduction here, I have family over, and so I'm going to try to make as much time as I can for them to have a good time. Brent, how are you? Good to have you here, Patriot. I see that you love the United States of America, flexing the flag of the greatest country in the world. You can be proud of that. Just don't be the bad proud. There's pride that is good and pride that is bad. Rush says our Washington state leaders have been so irresponsible with finance. And you know what? So what I was saying earlier is this. You know, I'm just like most, or I would say average people, an average person here in Washington. And I say that in a way of, I just know how to work. You know what I'm saying? I know how to hustle. I know what I want for me and my family. I know what I want to be as a husband. I know what I want to be as a father. And sometimes I feel like I'm not being the father that I want to be because I haven't accomplished what I want to accomplish. And being governor is not one of them. That's actually slowing me down from what I actually want to do. And I know I made a commitment last year, early on last year. And I mean, at the end of the day, I don't have to do anything. I can just, find a different way to go about life and actually make my dreams come true. But I really feel like it's a calling, and if God is putting it in my heart, then I have to do it. Am I going to do it on my own? No, I can't. I don't believe that I can do it. But I do believe that God can do it if that is His will. So, I'm going with that. And so what people do here in Washington State, I'm sure they do it all over the country, obviously, but what they do here in Washington State is they blame President Donald Trump for everything. For everything. Trump is everything is Trump's fault. And the problem with that is that anybody that complains on President Donald Trump, they are not doing one thing, not one bit to help make it better. Nobody wants to have, on the left side I'm talking about, not patriots, on the left side, nobody wants to see Trump be successful. And what they're really doing, there's Tanya. How are you, Tanya? Yeah, I missed you in the morning as well. Thank you, my man. You're back. Good evening, Mike. It's good to have you back, brother. And so nobody's doing anything to help President Trump. And the problem that they don't understand is if you don't help the president, if you don't support the president, you're making his job harder. But more importantly, you're ruining American lives. You really are. The rich will get richer. That's just the way it is. Whether you want to have that here and get a piece of that pie, or want them to go somewhere else and give that piece of the pie to somebody else, that is your choice. That is your choice. But I refuse to give in to that mentality. And so I have to believe, just like, it's kind of like President Trump. He didn't want to be president, but he said that he will run for president if he needed to. He's an American. He loved his country. He helped a lot of black communities. He helped a lot of Hispanics. He helped all kinds of people. Did he have a perfect life? No. Was he an adulterer? Yeah, sure. He failed. We all fall short of grace. We all fall short. None of us deserve salvation. And yet God sent His only begotten Son to come and die for your sins and my sins so that we can have a chance to try to make ourselves better. See, we're never going to be perfect, but if we just give up on trying to be better people, that's when we fail. And so I'm trying to follow the same footsteps. I'm trying not to do His mistakes personally. I made my own mistakes personally as well. I'm sure every single one of you that comes into my channel and those that don't like me have also made many mistakes in your life. But that doesn't make you any less than anybody else. Because we are the saints that fall down and get right back up. That's who we are. We are called to be saints to Him. And that's what I'm standing up for. So with that being said, I'm just an average Joe. And I said this before. I just work. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know the Constitution by heart. I don't know the law to the fullest extent of the law. I don't know everything about the law. I know a lot about immigration. I do because I'm a migrant. But, if there is anything that I want to do to help out, to help my state, to help my countrymen, I will find out what it is. If I have a proposal for something that I believe is going to be good for us Washingtonians, I'm going to bring it up and then I'm going to ask the question, is this legal? Is it legit? Is it constitutional? Is it really the best for the people? And those are the questions that you have to ask. You can't pretend to know everything. If you think that politicians, they know everything, you are more blind than I thought. I put a couple of shorts out there and I said, show up. You got to show up. Show up and show out. You got to make a good entrance, a good representation, and you also want to make a good outrance. You got to be able to, leave a good impression to come in and do something for your country. When it comes to voters, what I mean is show up to the voting booth and make a vote, but make a vote to make a change. and then come out shining like a bright star. That's what I want for Washingtonians. I will say this. I am very grateful every single day that God gives me another day. Of course, I'm ready to go when God calls me. You know, it sounds weird for somebody to say, but I'm ready to go whenever he calls me. You know, but I'm grateful for every day that I get so that I can try to fight and fulfill my destiny. This is what I was thinking earlier. And I said, wait a minute. So if the federal government allows a certain amount for budget for every state, why do we have to keep increasing taxes on the hardworking Americans, on the hardworking people that are paying taxes? And it just hits me. What is the problem? I know NGOs are a big problem. Fund management is a big problem. Frauds, being unchecked, going unchecked are a problem. Attorney generals thinking that they are above the law and nobody can touch them, that is a problem. The lack of transparency from the government, that is a problem. See, the government that we have, the only time that they go on Facebook, on X, is just to make themselves look good. But they're not doing anything to actually help Washingtonians. They're not doing anything to help any actual Americans. And then you have liars. They lie to our face. They tell you that they're lying. They just don't care. They don't hide it. You know why? Because you have been brainwashed. Well, not you, but those who don't agree with us, they've been brainwashed that as long as President Donald Trump doesn't get credit, it doesn't matter what evil you do or what crime you commit. You are seen as a good person. And in the meantime, all the law-abiding citizens are the ones paying the price. I find that very disgusting. Disgusting. You know, I find it interesting that not one Democrat. Now, when I say Democrats, guys, I know we have Democrats here. We have independents. We have Republicans. Well, we have a lot of illegal immigrants that come through here sometimes. And we have a lot of libtards that come through here as well. But when I mean Democrats, I'm talking about the ones that are so brainwashed that their loyalism doesn't allow them to think any different. Like they can see that the state is going down the drain and they will still vote for the fake Democratic Party that we have today. In my opinion, they are not true Americans. They are not. They are hypocrites. They like to say things to us like we live on stolen land, and yet they are also living here. They're not giving any land back. How many people, how many righteous people on the left side go out, buy property, and say, here, add this to your native, I forgot the name of the word, not tribe, reservation. Here, add this land to your reservation. It's your land. It belongs to you. I bought it so I can give it back to you. You got millionaires. You got billionaires that say the same dang things, and yet they are still living in such stolen land, as they say. Well, you know what? This is conquer land. We know the truth. We know that there were battles. We know that there were atrocities. We know that there were things that happened through our history in order for our country to be the country that it is today. But I think it went for the best. We have, because of all the things that have happened in our history, we got tomatoes. We got horses. Horses were a game changer. Natives didn't have any horses to ride. They definitely were not riding bisons. They definitely couldn't ride pigs. But as soon as the Europeans came here and brought horses, Hernan Cortez, one of the most horrible Spaniards according to history in some countries. Christopher Columbus. He was like Italian or Portuguese or something like that. I think he was Italian, We have all these things that people just take for granted. They learn history like amateur, childish little kids. They don't think as adults and be like, hey, you know what? That was horrible. And I compare it to what we have today. And guess what? It's a good day. We have it good. We got it good in the United States now. And now we're one nation. We are a nation that makes America great again. When was America great again? When was America great ever? Somebody asked me. And I say, when we had two parties fighting to be the best representation for our country, that's when America was great. America was great when the border was secure. You know what? The border is secure today. Is it completely secure? Maybe, maybe not. I know some people that are coming here to this country illegally as we speak. I want to see if they make it. Because the Border Patrol is saying that nobody is getting through the border. So I would like to see what happens. On top of that, if you search, you can go do this yourself. Go search what fruits and vegetables was brought over to America from Europe, from the Spaniards, from the Italians, from the French. Look it up and find out what was not native to the Americas. America was a barren land, so to speak, where native Indians were killing each other for territory and for hunting grounds. They don't have to do that anymore. Now we got farms. Now they can work. They can provide a service and a labor for $1. And then they can go and buy their food instead of hunting and gathering like they used to back in the day. And they don't have to kill each other anymore. Isn't that great? You no longer have to worry that somebody's going to put an arrow through your face. There's a lot of changes. I get it. But you cannot discard that we have it good today. Native Americans will forever be Native Americans, and we're going to love their culture. We're going to love their heritage. Absolutely. Powwows are awesome. If you haven't been to one, they're phenomenal. They're fantastic. And now we have a melting pot of different ethnicities, different cultures from different nationalities that have migrated here, and we want to have a better nation. This is what makes the United States of America the greatest country on earth. But the problem is that the people that have made it to this time and age where we are today don't understand how important it is to secure our border. A country without a border is not a country at all. And if we don't have a country, anybody in the world can come and take our land. And it will literally be our land. See, I don't own the United States of America, but as part of an American, I have some sort of entitlement to being in this country, and it's why I call it my land. Do I own it? No, but it's still my land. When it comes to, I get the honor and the privilege of being here. So it is, in a way, my land, and I love that. Cutting Edge, thanks for the super, man. They call Trump racist, and he had today the best meeting of Black History Month. Did you look at that? No, I haven't yet. We'll look at that tomorrow. We'll look at that tomorrow for sure. You guys already know I've been busy with family that I have here from Honduras. Remember, I just came back from there. Now I got my nephews over here visiting, so I got to show them around here in Washington State. And if any of you guys come over here, if you're my members and you guys got my personal number and we are family, then I will do the same for you guys as well, okay? So, and that's just me. You don't have to pay me. That's just me. And I think it's great. But I think that it's somebody that appreciates history. I know the bad stuff that's happened. I know the bad stuff that used to happen before Europeans came to this country. I knew how the land was before Europeans came here with their farm technology. Their farming, the settlers created this country. They set the foundation for what it was going to be, the United States of America. More planting trees, more farming, more using better water technology to be able to carry water. You know what? It has been great, and we are still improving and growing with technology. And I think anybody today that learns history or knows history and they don't appreciate what we have today, they have no hope of understanding what it takes to be an actual American. Okay, that's just me. You don't have to take my word for it, but you can look up anything that was brought here from Europe to the United States of America and throughout the whole Americas, to be honest. North, Central, and South America. Many people want to be racist and get prejudiced with things like this, and they want to hate the white man and this and that, and the black people are the only important ones. Well, you know what? Some people think the Jews are best, and some people think that Arabs are best, and some people think Hispanics. I don't give a crap who thinks is better than anybody. I think we're all the same, created with the same love by our same God. Whether you believe in him or not, that is irrelevant. That is your choice, not my choice. I believe in God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and that's the God that I serve. Now, whether you like my way of talking, my way of thinking, my way of showing myself to the world, it is irrelevant. I am always true. I'm always honest. And I love this country and I love people. And I want to see everybody successful. See, I'm never jealous of people that have more than me. I can be in front of a rich person. I can go into the mansion and be like, oh my God, your mansion is so beautiful. But you know what? That doesn't mean I want it. And if I had it, what would I do with it? I don't know. If I don't have the love of my wife and my children, then what do I have? Right? I got Jesus Christ in my heart, and I love that, and I'm very satisfied with it, and I can be by myself as well. That's fine. But I'm very grateful for the little things that I have. I don't have to be jealous of rich people. I don't have to be jealous of millionaires. I don't have to be jealous of billionaires. If money makes them happy, that's great. But you know what? Those same millionaires and billionaires have helped many, many people in the world. And instead of bitching and complaining about their riches and all this money that they have, how about you start supporting them? How about you start doing something for yourself and start creating some wealth for yourself if you think that wealth is so important to you and that is so unfair that you don't have it? Why don't you work your butt off so you can get some of that if that's what you think is important in your life? I think that you have to find that very interesting, that people like to complain and complain, but they don't want to do anything about fixing the problem that they're complaining about. You have AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, goes out there and talk to the world, and she wants to sound like she's smart, and she's talking about all this stuff that she's making up, and she's looking to the left, because that's the side that you look when you're trying to make something up. The right side is when you're trying to think about, what you're going to say, and you can go ahead and try to concentrate on things so that you can gather your thoughts. That's okay. But she's going to go out there and make this big argument and big about, all the bad things that Trump is, and Trump is that, Trump and this and this and that. Okay, how are you going to fix it? Yeah, that's exactly how they are. They have no solutions. They are very good at judging. They're very good at hating. They're very good at telling you how bad the other people are, but they have no solutions. On the other hand, I can tell you that the government that we have here in Washington State, they suck. They don't know how to manage a budget. They waste money. They don't know where the money went. $9.5 billion missing. They don't know where it went. Now they're trying to put in 10% tax, income tax, state tax on the millionaires that make $1 million or more. And then they want to say, this time, we're going to make sure that we track it. We're going to make sure that we know where this money goes. Wait a minute. Before you made an oath to uphold office, you should have said those things. I am going to make sure that every dollar is accounted for. That's what I expect from government. Transparency. One of the things that I love about President Trump, he brings businessmen so that you and I can hear what these businessmen think, how they invest, how do they do things to create that wealth, what is the knowledge that they have that we don't. President Trump even tells the news reporters, ask questions, ask them the questions. Find out for yourself, how did they get here? How are they making all this money? But you know what? They don't. They ask dumb questions. So when I tell you that the government doesn't know how to balance the budget, I want to balance the budget. You have a team to help you balance the budget. You got mayors for every city. Talk to them. What's going on? Those mayors have to talk to the chief of police. What's going on? What is it? What do you need? You know what? We got socialists. This socialist, like Katie, that 41-year-old, living in a one-bedroom apartment with a husband, one child. The husband is jobless. She doesn't have a job. She's a dropout from school. Her parents paid her rent. Her parents pay for childcare. What childcare? You don't work. Your husband doesn't work. You want to go over there and you want to make laws so that grocery stores can't shut down when you squeeze the heck out of them? You go out there with no experience on life because you have been, at 41 years old, your mom has been paying everything for you. Talking about being a 40-year-old living in your mom's basement. No life experience. None. None. You can see me here. I can wear shorts and a t-shirt just like anybody else. I can wear jeans. But I know that if I go into a business meeting, I got to dress professional. I got to put a suit on. I got to be able to deliver. I got to be able to do my homework. And every day that you go and try to challenge somebody, or you want to tackle a task that you set yourself to accomplish or to complete, you got to study for it. You got to put it 100%. And that's how you take life. So we're going to do tax cuts. Yes, for big corporations. We're going to do incentives for corporations. We're going to do incentives for small businesses. We're going to do some deregulations. We're going to cut funding to programs that are useless, like people shaving their legs in jail. Unbelievable. No more. We are going to fine people that are graffitiing and destroying and are rioting, that are destroying our city. We are going to hold everybody accountable. There's going to be audits left and right. We're going to make sure that whatever we have of benefit here in Washington State, that we exploit it to the maximum. I want American working people to go home to their families and feel like they accomplished something when they went to work. Instead of coming in home and say, honey, I know we need $1,000 extra this month. But if I work overtime, if I make $1,000, I got to pay more taxes. How is that fair? That's why I was excited about the no tax on overtime. If you work a lot of overtime, you're getting some money back on your tax returns. I like being able to deduct up to $10,000 on interest payments on loans for cars who are American made. That's a good thing. No taxes on Social Security. So retired people don't pay taxes. When you do your taxes, there should be an option on your taxes that allows you to deduct $6,000 if you make $75,000 or less. If you're a couple, it's $125,000, I believe, for both, and you can deduct up to $12,000. There are some changes that you got to make. Why is it that the President Trump, who everybody on the left is hating, saying that it's his fault, that terrorists are breaking down this country, that we're going bankrupt, that we're going to be going down into a third world country? You know what? It's not the terrorists. It's not Trump. Americans and taxpayer dollars who do their taxes are getting more money back in their pockets. And what do Democrats do? Democrats take more money from your pockets into their pockets. That's not how it works. That's not how any of this should work. And so I got to say, if I say that there is a budget problem, I have a solution. How about transparency? How about accountability? How about we audit all the programs that we have, every single NGO? I want a fat list. I want to get a group of smart people that can dig through. You know what? I'll probably ask the president to help me with some DOGE. I want some Doge in Washington State. I want the DOJ. I want the federal government to come in and investigate voter rolls. We're going to give access to federal government about everything that the government here in Washington State has been doing. And if I can change things with executive orders, this hand right here, my friends, can sign a lot of papers. I can tell you that right now. No need for a digital pen. You know how we do. We keep it fresh and legit. No digital pen needed. Now, after the whole rant, letting all this out of my chest, let me go ahead and see what questions you guys have over here. Let's see. Chino says, I'm grabbing the last comment. Grabbing the last comment. Docito first. I'm just wondering, did Epstein touch you, Astral? Okay, I shouldn't have read that. Okay, Chino has a legit question. Let's see. Chino says, and how is that accountability and transparency coming along from Trump? I think it's coming great. It's the most transparent administration that I have seen ever. So at least there is some transparency. At least they're showing everything, except they're not going to tell you when they're going to hit something. They're not going to tell you when something tactical is in the works. They should keep that to themselves. They're not going to tell you everything. You guys should, we shouldn't know everything, because you will spoil the plans. Because somebody will find a way to ruin those thoughts, those plans, those strategies. So it's a good question, Chino. It's a good question. Big 20, man. Thanks, Cutting Edge. Something is really weird, and as I told you about this and Bondi for the files. Nobody asked a question about that in the press for today to Caroline. But the people in the chat want that. Just look at Truth Social of Trump. Which question is that? Ask me the question and let me see, because I've been thinking about some stuff myself. First of all, let me log into my browser chat so that I can hit love and likes on your comments. All right, let me see. Give me 1 second, brother. I want action. I'm sick and tired of no action. These people keep lying to us and they keep getting away with it. He posts some things at 6 a.m. plus. Okay, let me take a look and see if I have my X account up. Let me take a look. Excuse me. I don't have True Social, just so you know. Hey, thanks for subscribing. Appreciate that. Thank you, Andy. Got a couple of subscribes in there. Let me see. I get all my True Socials from the War Room. That's where I go with this. You say 6 this morning. I want to go through this whole speeches tomorrow morning, and then after I'm done with the live, then then I'm going to go spend time with my nephews that are here visiting. Okay, but we need to do a real live, and I'm gonna. So in the morning, I get to drop off my wife. The kids don't have school this week, so I will try to get on live as soon as I get back. And then we'll try to get as much information in our morning live as we can. And then if I have time, like you see how late it is right now, I shouldn't be doing live right now. I gotta be able to come in here earlier so that we can tackle more stuff. Yes, the War Room. The reason why I do that is because the War Room, the Trump War Room, they cut clips from lives, from live feeds and stuff like that, and they also put posts from Truth Social. So let me see if there is any Truth Social from this morning. I already saw one, but let me see. This is 10 hours ago. Let me read this one real quick. Let's see. I have been telling the Prime Minister Keir Starmer of the United Kingdom that leases are no good when it comes to countries, and that he is making a big mistake by entering a 100-year lease with whoever it is that is claiming right, title, and interest to Diego Garcia, strategically located in the Indian Ocean. Our relationship with the United Kingdom is a strong and powerful one, and it has been for many years. But Prime Minister Starmer is losing control of this important island by claims of entities never known of before. In our opinion, they are fictitious in nature. Should Iran decide not to make a deal, it may be necessary for the United States to use Diego Garcia and the airfield located in Fairford in order to eradicate a potential attack by a highly unstable and dangerous regime. An attack that would potentially be made on the United Kingdom as well as other friendly countries. Prime Minister Starmer should not lose control for any reason of Diego Garcia by entering a tenuous, at best, 100-year lease. These lands should not be taken away from the UK, and if it is allowed to be, it will be a blight on our great ally. We will always be ready, willing, and able to fight for the UK, but they have to remain strong in the face of wokeism and other problems put before them. Do not give away Diego Garcia. All right. After all that read, I don't know what the hell Diego Garcia is. But let me read up real quick. Let me take a look really quick. Just real quick. Hey, sweetheart. What time? At 3? Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. All right, let's see. Here we go. There's some Diego Garcia here. Diego Garcia is the largest island of the Chagos archipelago. It has been used as a joint UK and US military base since the 1970s, following the expulsion of the Chagosians by the UK government. The Chagos Islands are a British overseas territory, though a treaty to transfer sovereignty from the UK to Mauritius was signed on 22 of May 2025, with a provision that the military base at the island would remain under British control for at least 99 years. The agreement may be renewed for an additional 40 years after the initial 99-year period and for an additional period thereafter. If I read that correctly, I want to know, the UK government expected that the treaty to be ratified sometime 2026. The UN Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination has expressed deep concern at the terms of the deal. Let's see. Okay, so who actually has control of this island? This is kind of going away from where I was going, but let me see. Maybe you guys know. Diego Garcia has kept you alive. Thank you. Hey, Kat, how are you? Ryan, kid, I bet you laugh at your own jokes. Truth teller, I don't know what you're saying there to Ryan, but either way, you all need to be institutionalized, says Nicholas. Okay. Bro, get ready. These midterms are going to hurt. Whiz Flipper, let me tell you something. If the midterms go to Democrats, hey, I wash my hands like Pontius Pilate. And whatever the hell happens to this country is going to be in your hands. So if you are an American and you're saying those things, shame on you. If you just happen to be some type of foreign entity or an illegal immigrant, then I don't care. Let's see. Who does this belong to? Okay, here we go. Diego Garcia was discovered by Portuguese sailors in 1512. Okay, so Portugal. I'm going to assume that it was Portugal. Uninhabited until the French began using it as a leper colony and for coconut plantations. And people like to call me a coconut. I love coconuts. In the late 18th century, after Napoleonic Wars, the island was transferred to British control. It remained part of Mauritius until 1965 when it became part of the newly formed British Indian Ocean Territory. Okay, so it belongs to the British. That's what I understood from that. Belongs to the British, discovered by Portuguese, and the French did some stuff in there, blah, blah, blah. It belongs to the British, and they should continue to hold on to it. They're stupid if they let it go. Okay, now that I know, now I can say that. All right, let me see. I'm going to look for something else from the war room. Hopefully these guys posted it. Nah, they didn't. Let's see. It's just True Social, bro. It has never caught my attention, man. True Social sucks. I say it is what it is. True Social sucks. That's all that is. It's all it is. This is a way to get some better prices on brand name specific products. The lowest cash price anywhere. Whoa, what is this? Let me see. There's something in here. Let me take a look at this thing real quick. Let's take a look at this. What is this? You know what? And I'll go through the post and we'll go ahead and listen to it. And I think tomorrow, if we get everything out of this today, then fantastic. Then we can do the Trump speech tomorrow. And if we get a chance, we're gonna send we're gonna go ahead and also watch Carolyn Levitt. What is that, Cotton Edge? I'm gonna send you what he really posted in your Gmail. All right, go ahead and do that. Let me open Gmail. This, I hope this doesn't throw me off, man, because sometimes this kicks me out for some reason. Let's see this one here. All right, hold on. We're going to get into this real quick. What? Not right now. All right, go ahead. Just let me know when you send it. I'm sure I'm going to get a notification here. All right, let's take a listen to what this is. What is that? Black History Month loves Trump. Yes, 100%. And by the way, American history is Black history as well. Is Latin history, is Asian history, anything American, it's in every day of the year. American history includes Black people, so I don't think Black people should be limited to 1 month. I think Black people are just as Americans as anybody else that is an American. All right, let's take a look. Let me see this link real quick. All right, let me go ahead and read this this article that Cutting Edge sent me here and sharing with you from Truth Social. This is from the SIFT, right? I don't know what that is. In the 2020 elections, states using Dominion voting machines allegedly switched 435,000 votes from Trump to Biden and deleted 2.7 million Trump votes, including 1 million in Pennsylvania alone. Hearsay. I'm not going to put my hands on the fire for these comments, but this is what's allegedly being done. Examinations show Dominion and ES&S machines wirelessly connected to the internet via 3G, 4G modems with ties to China and the CCP. Oh my gosh, I told you so. Fits right in here. The mainstream media, Dominion, ES&S, and many Democrats lied about voting machines having no internet access. Interesting. ES&S uses over 14,000 modems across the country alone, with 35 still found transmitting signals in 11 states post-elections. These machines are compromised and were designed to steal elections, not have fair ones. Thus, we are demanding voter to show a birth certificate, proof of citizenship, and ID to try to make the elections as fair as possible. All right, with that being said, thank you for that link, brother. I appreciate it. You know, I actually made a video about this, and I should look it up at another time, of course. But I made a video about this, and I think, man, I deleted it. I should have kept it. But I think I added a video from elections that were happening in South America with the same machines. And the people were saying the same things, that they're changing votes. So people found out about this, and, well, people disappear, interestingly enough. And, Democrats, they fought tooth and nail to convince the people that it was a lie. But this happened in many countries, not just here in the United States of America. Rick Young says, what the hell is proof of citizenship? Never heard of it. Well, one thing that will prove that you are an American citizen will be a legit, something that can be researchable, a legit birth certificate that you were born in any of the 50 states of the United States of America. Okay? It has to have your parents' names and all the other stuff that goes with the birth certificate. And you got to have a legit license or ID, the same one that you use to open a bank account, the same social security that matches your full name. I am sure your fingerprints on that birth certificate are still the same ones that you wear today. So for me, as a migrant that came here and became naturalized American citizen, I got a certificate of citizenship. I also have an American passport. The American passport tells you that I was born in Honduras and I am an American citizen, so I can bring just my passport and I'm good. So if you don't have a passport, you can bring your birth certificate and your state legal ID. And that, my friends, is how you do it. If you've been married, you bring your marriage certificate, you bring your birth certificate, and you show your license or ID, which will match the other two papers. All right? All right, let's take a listen to what this guy's talking about. What is this? What is this?
This is a way to get some better prices on brand name specific products.
As an example, he showed me Wegovy.
We get the pen and the pill.
Available for $199 on Trump RX.
Wait a minute. So the original price that we, well, we as Americans, right? The original price that we pay for this specific medicine was $1,349. Okay, I want to address this. But now with Trump RX, we're paying $200. How many times can we put 200 into 1,350? Anybody? Any math whiz here? Let's see. 10, 20, 20%. What is that? 5, 6, almost 7 times. Would that be like 700%? Could we say that we lowered the medicine price by 700%? Somebody correct me. 600 to 700%. We are paying 600 to 700% less today with Trump RX than we did before. So a lot of people like to say, oh, that's ridiculous. That's stupid. How can you say, 800%, 600%? People, I don't know what school you went to, but there is ways that you can get a percentage out of a number, and then out of a smaller number, you can get the actual original amount of the money where this percent comes in from. I probably just confused any libtards that I had in here that didn't leer anything at the leering center. But anyway, okay, that's pretty interesting. I like that.
Which he says is the lowest cash price anywhere.
This is a way to get some better.
Fantastic. Thank you, sir. All right, let's see what's going on here. We're just going to go through our X feed. I already talked about everything about taxes and what we're going to do here in Washington State. We got that out of the way. Let's see what else we got in here.
The things he talks about is gaining leverage in a negotiation. Yeah, we're going to have 2 carrier strike groups and a lot of assets in the region. But that is a place from strength. And again, that's leverage. President Trump wrote a whole book.
4 years, my friend. I did not see any price dropping with Biden, not on medicine.
On the art of the deal. And one of the things he talks about is gaining leverage in a negotiation. And certainly American firepower, which is unmatched across the globe, is great leverage. But we will expect that President Trump has laid out what a deal looks like, what our expectations would be to take this to a diplomatic solution, and then the ball is in the Iranian court to answer what is pretty clear from his perspective. Yeah, we're going to have 2.
Hi, Aaron. How are you? Coconut soldier. In the heart of America. Yo, yo, yo. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, yo, coconut soldier. You're not going to insult me with that, bro. All right, presidential message on Ash Wednesday. That's not important. That is not important. All right, cutting edge, what you sent me now? All right, we got some more scoop from the Wall Street Apes. I think I have the Wall Street Apes. I don't get news from them, though. We're going to skip Ash Wednesday. I don't care about Ash Wednesday. We will listen to Carolyn Levitt, though. But first, let me read this Truth Social that I got here from my homeboy, Cutting Edge. The Wall Street Apes post on Truth Social Whoa, 38,000 ballots arrived at 3:45 a.m. after Election Day in Michigan during the 2020 election. Over 100% voter turnout. What? 40,000 voters registered to vote 2 days before the election. Over 100,000 votes mismatched in poll books. Well, let me guess why Democrats don't want to release the voter rolls. Well, here's something interesting. If we do win the governor's seat in Washington state, get what gets to happen. Voter rolls for the last 2-3 elections will be audited. I think that's possible, right? I don't know if there's a limit. I don't know if there's a limit on how far they can go back, but I would love to see those voter rolls and see what actually happened during the elections here in the last 3 known elections that I hated the results because most of Washington went on the streets and we were crazy. We were protesting ourselves in and we complained about this and they told us to shut up and accept the results. So we did. But as my mother said, son, you can spend all of your life bitching and complaining about what the government is doing wrong, or you can go and be in the government and show them how it's done. Well, that's what we're going to try to do. I'm going to make the investment of $2,000 so that I can put my name on the ballot. And then I'm going to start campaigning. We're going to do a lot of work, and we're going to start campaigning. I will build a website to where people can donate funds, etc. But those are not going to be touched unless it really needs to be touched. And everybody is going to know about the amount and what's being raised and how it's being used. We're going to try to be transparent from the get-go, and hopefully that will bring some good spirits and cheer to our constituents and our countrymen here in Washington State. Let's take a listen to this little quick. The prime age labor force participation rate is now at its highest since 2001. Most importantly, 100% of all job creation under President Trump continues to be impressive in the private sector. Let's take a listen.
The economy added 172,000 new private sector jobs to kick off the year. That's more than 2.5 times economists' predictions. The labor force participation rate went up while the unemployment rate fell. The prime age labor force participation rate is now at its highest since 2001. Most importantly, 100% of all job creation under President Trump continues to be in the private sector. This is truly remarkable. That's 615,000 private sector jobs that have been added in President Trump's second term thus far. These are real working people. These are real American families who will be living out their American dream.
Nice. I like that.
Federal government employment has shrunk to its lowest level since 1966, saving taxpayers $29 billion annually. And all of the net job growth under President Trump has gone to native-born Americans, ending the disgraceful pattern under Joe Biden of job gains going to non-citizens and illegal aliens. Meanwhile, federal government employment has shrunk to its lowest.
Well. We're saving $29 billion annually, and all of the net job growth under President Trump has gone to native-born Americans. I want to share this with you guys. I was listening to Univision. Listen to this. Mr. Too Bad is a Lie, says official to Walkie. I was listening to Univision, which, by the way, hates Trump. And this is what the news was saying. First of all, let me try to find it. Let me see. If you speak Spanish on here, it will be easier for me to convince you guys of what actually happened. But let me see if it recorded on my history here. Let's see. Univision, where are you? All right, let me see. I got this.
Regreso con ustedes.
Pues muchísimas gracias, Lidia, por brindarnos esta información en exclusiva para...
Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Guatemala, the hard road home for a migrant, blah, blah, blah. Was it this one? No. Let me go to their actual channel here. They didn't post it. Doggone it. It was live on TV. En vivo. Okay, so here, this is what Univision said in short. Okay, they're having a problem in California because they have a lot of people who were not being deported before are now being deported. And what people say, this is the Hispanic community where they have legal and illegal people in the family. They call them mixed families. And so what they have is that these mixed families, the way that they're benefiting, okay, the way that illegal immigrants benefit is because they have some legal people, which I'm going to assume that is children, because they have some legal people in the family. All the illegals, they just call them undocumented. All the illegals in the family, they get housing assistance. They get welfare. It's no joke. And everybody keeps saying to us, it's a lie. That's fake. That's not happening. Illegal immigrants can't get that. Well, there's always a back door to everything, isn't there? Everybody on the left side loves to celebrate anchor babies. Well, sad story in Univision. A mother gets deported with her 2-month-old baby. For once, I will not for once, but I will reiterate that if you are illegal and you come here pregnant with the idea that having an anchor baby is going to allow you to stay in this country, you are very well mistaken. Now, that child can come back here when they're 18 years old, whatever. I will suggest if you are an illegal parent and you have a citizen baby, I suggest you self-deport and in your country, apply for a green card. It may take 5 years. It may take 10 years. But the fact is, you're going to have to wait 18 years for that child to be old enough. Well, you have to wait 18 years for the child to be able to come back to the States and be independent. And maybe they can request you. Now, I think the age is 21 years old. If I'm right, it might be 18. But then that can allow you to be here in this country legally. Now, I mentioned this because what the Hispanic community is saying on the news, now this is in Spanish, see, they trust Univision, so they say everything out in the open, and they think nobody's going to catch anything. So what they say is President Trump's new policies on immigration is getting everybody deported. They're not Trump policy immigration. They're not immigration policies from Trump. He is just actually implementing them. I think that's the word, right? We are actually making sure that it's being followed. I don't know if implemented is the word. I think it might be the word. I don't know. It escapes my mind right now. I'm thinking in Spanish. But it's not something that President Trump just made up. It has been the law. But because of the Democrats have never enforced it, then illegal immigrants, they don't know. Sometimes you can say they don't know any better. I'm going to blame lawyers. I'm not going to blame the illegal immigrants on this one. I'm going to blame lawyers and people that lied to them and told them, enforce. Thank you. I appreciate that, Drifty. They enforced the law. Implemented? What the hell is implemented? Now I got to look it up. What's implemented? I don't know why it sounds like it should be. Implemented. Decision, plan, agreement, into effect. I guess, into effect. Enforcing. enacting or enforcing. Thank you, Hoopty West. You know what I'm saying. The thing. You know the thing. I apologize. That sucks. But anyway, so what they're saying is this. So they're saying that because President Trump's new immigration policies and law, they say they can no longer be in this country illegally, even though they have a mixed family, meaning that some are legal and some are illegal. Okay? That's what they say. Now, you guys can go and look. Univision.com. You go to their website. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find here. I think I subscribed to the channel.
Welcome back, everybody.
Hold on. Not you. Not yet. Give me a second. Let me see. I think I subscribed to the channel, I think. There we go. Let me see. If you speak Spanish, that'd be great because I can play it for you and then you can watch it. Now, I don't know if they actually put this on videos. It looks like a bunch of shows that they have on their website. Lives, maybe. No, that's novelas, podcasts, posts, playlists. What a useless freaking website. It's not in there. But anyways, who says debate? Somebody said debate in here. We don't have to debate. You can just give me the answer. Raz, stay in your country and shut the hell up. Paul Salsi can smell the transtifia in the chat. Let's see. Donald Plump, let's debate. Throw me a link. No, Donald, that's not how it works. First of all, if you want to debate me, you got to tell me why you want to debate me. Is it because you think I'm telling a lie? Or just because you want to be an ass and take time away from my show, which I don't have to give? I don't like debating people because they don't appreciate or respect me on here. So I try not to actually have people debate on live. And no, I am not afraid of any of you that want to debate me. But if you want to debate me live one day, well, hey, listen, you got to pay the piper. I don't work for free. That's if you like debating and you're working and you're able to afford me. I'm very expensive. Let's see. Thank you, Brian. Tanya, thank you guys for your support. Appreciate you. Let's see. You can't just break into America. Yeah. No, you can't. Nobody should be coming in here illegally. But you know what? I was telling the people, some of the people that I was with, it's not just Hispanics. It's people from China, from the Middle East, terrorists, drug dealers, all those people that came here illegally. They make everybody, every single illegal, gotta go. Now, there's a disclaimer. I will fight for immigrants, even if they are illegal. There's always a way, but I'm not going to tell you, if you come to this country legally and you just fight long enough, you're going to get papers. That is the wrong message. And if you are an immigrant, and you know the law, and you specifically know why you came here. Nice. Thank you, Robert. 3 more months of love. I appreciate you, man. Let's see. Cutting Edge. Well, I have to get off, guys. Have a good night, everyone. Hey, Cutting Edge, thanks for the supers, bro. Thanks for the links. Thanks for the information. You actually catch up. You catch me up with some of the stuff. See, Donald? There it is right there. Everybody be my witness. Look at Donald's. He says chicken shit. Now tell me that this is a guy that I want to debate. First of all, you are no gentleman, sir. You have no honor. See, I was right about you. 100%. I was right about you. S.A. Red Hood, que pasa? Samuel, 2 thumbs up to you, my friend. God bless you. God bless your families, man. Thank you guys for being in here. Eaton says, what does it say for those who done everything right to get in here if we are going to reward illegals? That is correct, my friend. And you know, this guy. All right. Go ahead, man. I'll give you 5 minutes. Destroy me in 5 minutes. Why do I even bother with these people? All right, there you go, bro. Destroy me in 5 minutes. I'll put you on speaker so everybody can hear what you're going to destroy me on. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead and destroy me. You got 5 minutes to destroy me, uninterrupted. Go ahead. I'll let you have. I'll let you have the chance. See, people think that I'm here to just annoy you. They think I'm here just to lie to you. That's not why I'm here. I'm not here for that. I speak to you from the heart. I'm not here as a Republican. I'm not here as a Democrat. I'm not here as an independent. I'm just an immigrant that came to this country and got given the privilege and honor to be an American citizen. I know what it's like to come from a third world country. And I know that I don't want this country to turn into a third world country. So I got to respect that. I got to make sure that the border is respected and secure. So go on. I give you 5 minutes to destroy me. Free. I don't care. You don't have to block your number, but if you do want to block it, star 67, dial the number. Okay? You can destroy me. You got 5 minutes to destroy me. Go for it. Just him. Nobody else. Just Donald Plump. Let Donald Plump destroy me in 5 minutes. I'll let you have a piece of the pie. Go for it. Here, I'll pin it just in case you missed it. You got 5 minutes. Don't abuse it. Make those 5 minutes count. All right, go ahead, Donald Plump.
Hello, Dennis, it's you?
Yes. Who's this?
Oh, hey, Dennis. First, to congratulate you for your channel, man.
Who's this?
Are you Dennis?
Yeah, but who's
Herrera?
this?
Oh, my name is Adam.
Adam. I'm
Herrera.
okay. What you had to say, Adam? Thanks for calling. I'm waiting for somebody that wants to destroy me.
Oh, well, in this case, we the contrary. First, to congratulate you for your channel.
Thank you,
You're
sir.
doing a great job. You're doing a great job, first of all, because you are the best president who knows everything. He's an expert on everything. He knows that the election was stolen without any evidence, but he knows that that's the fact. That's the truth.
Yeah.
And we all have to believe in that. What do you say?
Yeah. Yep. I appreciate you paying attention.
Hey.
All right, go ahead. Donald Plump, destroy me. 5 minutes. No, it doesn't matter. You can say whatever you want. Just try not to use the F-bomb. Don't use the F word, okay? That's all I ask. I'm an expert with my own life, sir. Come on, Donald Plump. 5 minutes, uninterrupted. Just say, hey, this is Donald Plump. Here, I want to destroy you with this. And so go ahead and destroy me. I'll give you a chance. I won't even say anything. I won't interrupt you. I'll just let you go ahead and do all the talking. But come on, man. I can't be waiting all night. Saving America. One illegal out at a time. That's cool. I apologize, but that is just a joke, guys. It's just a joke. I do want, just so you guys know, whoever's in here, just so you guys know, I wish, okay, I wish that every single illegal immigrant, especially my Hispanic people, would stay in this country. All right, here we go. All right, who's this?
It's Plump.
Plump, go. 5 minutes. You go ahead and destroy me.
All right, what do you want to talk about?
No. You're destroying me for 5 minutes. Anything you want. Just tell me.
Okay.
Tell me off.
Okay, how do you feel about the 4th and 15th Amendment?
No, I want you to destroy me. You explain to me. I'm just going to listen.
How do you feel about the 4th and 15th Amendment and the violations that are happening that ICE is committing?
Like what violation?
By birthright citizenship,
Yeah.
Immigration process.
Due process?
Yes.
Due process and birth. Okay, sure. I'm against
What's your
them.
opinion on that?
I'm against the birthright, and I think due process is given at the embassy and at the
So
port
you
of
don't-
entry.
So you don't agree with the American Constitution?
That's for Americans, not for
Then why are you
illegals.
here? If you don't agree with our Constitution, then why are you here?
It's for Americans. It's not for illegals.
due process, the Fourth Amendment and the 15th Amendment, is due process for immigrants.
Yes, and due
illegals.
process for Americans is different than
So
for
if you don't
illegal
agree
immigrants.
with the Constitution, which I heard you say the other day, you
Yeah.
said you wanted to change the Constitution. Why did you come here?
We need to amend the
Did you come
Constitution.
here to change the Constitution, or did you come here to abide by our Constitution?
Well, again, see, this is why I have a problem debating people that don't listen. I said that the Constitution of the United States of America, it's for we the people.
No, the 15th
Normally,
Amendment does
we
not
the
say
people
that.
have a
The
voice.
15th Amendment does not say that. It's immigration for any. It's due process for anybody in this country.
And what is due process for you, sir?
Due process
Yeah.
is the right to a trial.
Yep, and they do get it. Yep.
No, they don't.
They get an immigration yeah, they do.
No.
They get an immigration trial.
Okay, number two,
Okay.
the deportations that are happening right now.
Yeah.
There aren't deportations happening right now.
Oh yeah.
Yes, they're
You're
they're
there?
putting people in prisons.
Yeah.
Paid prisons.
Okay.
Donald Trump's buddy that owns the prison system.
Yeah. Nayib Bukele. Yeah.
Yes, so they get put in these prisons
Mm-hmm.
that our taxpayers are paying.
Yeah. Which we get by a lot less than we would pay if we were paying in America.
It's for-profit prisons.
Uh-huh.
They don't get due process, which
All-
makes
all-
it somewhat
all prisons
of a
are for profit.
concentration camp, right?
All prisons are for profit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Anything else you're Googling
So
in there?
you're cool with that? You're just cool with that?
Yeah. Yeah. We're saving money.
No due process, just put people in prison.
What is due process to you, you said?
Taxpayers pay the money
okay.
to these prison owners.
Uh-huh.
So you're cool with that?
Are they Americans?
Huh?
Are they Americans?
It doesn't matter. The 15th Amendment tells you that everybody in this country
All right, let me tell you something. The American,
Gets
the
due
United
process of
States
law.
of America's Constitution, says you want to go with that. The United States of America's Constitution is for Americans. It's we the people. It's not for illegals. It's not for our enemies to take advantage of us. Number one. Number two, how many due processes do you think that they should have? Most of these
It's just
people
a
have
right
an
to-
immediate
right to-
deportation order,
right to an attorney, right to
and
a
they get it.
phone call,
and they get it,
right to a process of court.
and they get it.
No, they do not.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Okay, so hearsay. Whatever you think it is, if you go and look up at these court cases, when they go to the judge and they
For
get
example.
represented by, hold on, I'm giving you some experience. When they go to the
Give me an
judge
example.
and they go to court, they go before the judge. This is due process, representation, plead your case. They go to court. The lawyer
They
tells
don't
them
go to court, though.
that
That's not happening.
Okay, bro. Come on. Listen, again, I'm not going to debate you on this shit. You can agree to disagree, but this is where I'm at. Are you an
That's not
immigrant?
what's
Are you an
happening.
immigrant in this country, or were you born
No,
here?
I'm a citizen.
Okay,
And when
well,
I watch an
then-
immigrant in this country,
then you
talk
don't know shit
my
about immigration.
Constitution like you do.
But you don't know shit about
Then I have a
immigration then,
problem,
because if
because-
you go to
because-
court, that is your due
what-
process.
what
What?
is so
Okay,
bad
what
about
are you
immigrants?
expecting in due process? Okay, that's the better question.
So you're admittedly telling me that you are an immigrant that's trying to change our Constitution.
Amend the Constitution. Only one thing. Only one thing.
What?
The word persons should say American citizens.
But
Because
it
you
doesn't
and
say that,
everybody
though.
else
So
that
you wanna change our
misinterprets the
is what you're
Constitution
saying.
is wrong. You guys
So
are
does
all
that
wrong.
make you a terrorist? If you want to come to my country and you want to change my Constitution, does that make you a terrorist?
Sir, I'm an American citizen just like you.
No, you're
I
not.
no. I'm not a migrant. I'm not an illegal. I'm an American citizen.
No, you weren't born
And
here.
I can say that.
You went through the process.
Yes, as I should have. As everybody
So you're
should.
not like me.
You know what? Let me tell you something. I made an oath. You got white privilege.
An oath
I
to
can
what?
tell you white. You got white
you make an oath-
privilege, and
what'd
you
you make
don't
an
know
oath to?
what immigration laws are because you're not a migrant.
What did you make an oath to?
I made an oath that I was going to respect and abide by the
Constitution?
law of the United States of America, and that
But then
I
you-
will
but
follow
then
the
you have
president, which you
but then
don't.
you have a podcast where you're saying we need to amend the Constitution.
What's wrong with that?
That's not taking an oath. to
Do
the
I have no
Constitution.
freedom of
That's trying
speech?
to change the
There's
Constitution.
nothing wrong about it. What is wrong about it?
About what?
If we're going to change the Constitution to protect the United States of America and its countrymen, isn't that a good thing? I'm not trying to change the Constitution to protect illegal immigrants like you are.
I was watching
You are
the
using the
morning show, and you were
Constitution of the
saying
United
we
States of
need to
America
change
to
the
protect
Constitution.
illegal immigrants. I'm doing
No,
the
I'm not trying to
opposite.
protect illegal immigrants.
Well, you
What
are.
about the people-
You
what
just
about
said
the
it.
people-
You just said the
what about
14th
the-
Amendment. You're protecting illegal immigrants having anchor babies in this country. They
It's
know
not
what they come here
protecting
for.
illegal immigrants.
Listen, they're not
It's
stupid.
giving them a process to become citizens. And what about all the people that are getting locked up that are in the process of
Criminals
legal immigration
that should have left the country a long time ago.
It's not just criminals, bro. Like 6%
Anybody
of the people locked up
illegal.
right now are
Anybody
criminals,
illegal.
are violent criminals.
Anybody illegal should not be in this country.
My point is if you just believe everything which your podcast is based on, if you just believe everything that Donald Trump says, you're not unbiasedly looking at it.
Is that
You're
right?
just trying to get hits.
And what do you believe?
You're trying to create a podcast.
What do you believe?
Where you know, I mean, the bootlicking Trump podcast is like on
What
its way
boot
out.
do you lick?
I don't lick any boots.
Oh yeah? Well, neither do I. Why are you telling me that?
Because everything you say, Pam Bondi says something.
I don't give a shit about Pam Bondi saying anything. I'm giving you my own opinion.
You treat it as it's a fact, and it's not a fact. If you actually do a little research, instead of just believing everything that comes out of these crooked politicians that are protecting billionaire pedophiles,
Oh yeah?
then
That's your problem.
And you just treat it as it's the truth, then you are a part of the problem. You're not a part of the solution.
Yeah, first of all, breathe. You don't have to be nervous with me. We're just having a talk.
I'm not nervous.
Why are you shaking?
I'm not shaking.
I can feel you shaking on your voice.
No,
Oh yeah,
not
I can
shaking
tell.
at all, bro.
Now, again, everybody gets due process.
They don't, though.
Oh, is that right? So okay,
Yes,
so
that's
here
right.
I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong and why people that think like you are wrong. You think that somebody can apply the law to defend themselves, but they don't have to follow the law when they want to break it. Do you understand what that means?
Yes.
Okay,
Like our
what does that
president
mean?
Who has 34 felonies?
What does that mean? And he was
does
what?
what mean?
And he was vindicated?
Okay, so Eric, by your,
He was
okay,
clear by the judge. He had a due
birthright
process.
citizenship isn't a thing,
It was
right?
clear. It was clear.
Birthright citizenship's not a thing.
Okay, here. Let me tell you what due process is and where does it
Eric
start.
Trump is a birthright citizen.
Let me tell
His
you where
mother
due
was an
process
immigrant.
starts.
Ivana Trump did not become a legal citizen of this country until 1988.
So what?
Eric, Ivanka,
Yeah.
and Don Jr. were all born to an immigrant mother.
Yeah,
who
and
was
who's the
not
father?
A legal immigrant. She was in the process of legal
Oh,
immigration.
Mr. Citizen, you don't know how it works, do you?
Citizenship.
You don't know how it works, do you? Hey, let me explain to you.
I do know how it works.
No, you don't. You obviously don't
Yeah,
know.
I do.
You don't know shit because you were born in this country, so you don't know
I
how it
own
works.
5 businesses.
Okay, well, you don't know shit about immigration. Good job on the business. Let me tell
I
you
do.
how
No,
it
I
works.
do. I
Let-
hire
no. Well, you
immigrants
must be having
with
illegal
green cards,
immigrants.
with work permits. I hire all those people.
Okay, well then good for you. Do you hire illegal immigrants?
No.
Okay, good, because it's a $10,000 fine for each one that you hire illegally. Now, let me tell you
Yes,
how
I
the
know.
process works when you become naturalized. The birthright citizenship is given because of the father. When I became an American citizen, I found out for the first time, because they don't teach you this in school, there's no need to teach it. I found out that the moment that I made my oath to become an American citizen, any child that I have made in this world pending a paternity test, it doesn't matter where in the world they are automatically American citizens. Was
Okay.
President Donald Trump born in this country?
So you agree with that?
That is what it is. It's not what I agree.
You
That's what it
agree
is.
with birthright citizenship, then.
Well, the father is
Only
legal.
when it applies to
He's an
Trump,
American
right?
citizen.
Only
If
when it
if
applies
one
to
of the
billionaires and
parents
Trump.
it's an American citizen or at least a resident, yes, I agree. They can be American citizens.
It's ridiculous.
At
The
least one
hypocrisy-
parent.
the
At least one. That's all I'm
hypocrisy
asking
is
for. Just
ridiculous.
one
the
parent.
hypocrisy in what you say is ridiculous.
No, well,
I mean,
okay. I agree to disagree. Anything
I've
else?
watched your show,
Yeah.
but you don't put up too many valid points. You just listen to what they say. You treat it as fact. When if a minute amount of research could tell you that that's not the truth.
And
6% of the people locked up right now are violent criminals.
okay.
A lot of people have. I've seen ICE kill citizens.
Yeah.
I've seen ICE arrest people that are legal citizens or have a work permit or
Yeah.
have a green card
Okay.
and not give them due process of law.
Okay.
And if you knew anything about it, instead of just watching the Trump propaganda machine, which is things like Cambridge Analytica, Rockbridge, do you know what Rockbridge is?
What the hell are you talking about? I
You
don't
don't
talk
know what
about those
Rockbridge
things.
is?
Yeah, but I don't talk about those.
I know you don't. Because
Okay,
you just,
so
you
what
just
about it?
feed into Rockbridge. Rockbridge is a corporation built around Silicon Valley billionaires creating propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
It started by J.D. Vance. And this is what kind of bothers me about the whole MAGA movement is everybody thinks these are Donald Trump's ideas, but they're not. If you look up Rockbridge, they are completing what they're trying to do. It's a corporation that's built around propaganda for the Christian right and the white nationalists. You can look it up. I mean, tell me what it is. They meet 3 times a year.
Mm-hmm.
They create online propaganda through AI and everything else to create an agenda for white nationalists and things like Project 2025.
Oh, shit.
Cambridge Analytica,
Oh.
which was the first
Yeah.
propaganda social media machine
Yeah.
that Trump ran. Well, didn't run, but ran behind.
Yeah. I'm a
Almost shut
nationalist,
down
by the
all
way.
of Microsoft.
I'm a nationalist, by the way.
Huh?
I'm a nationalist.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Me
yeah,
too.
yeah.
That's why I stand up for my Constitution.
Well, no, you
I'm
stand
more of a
you stand up for
libertarian.
illegal immigrants. Now, let me go ahead. Are you finished, or so I can tell
I'm
you
not
my side?
necessarily talking about illegal immigrants.
Well, I am. That's what I'm always talking
the
about.
People that aren't illegal immigrants. See, it's not that black and white.
You ever heard
There's
of
a
nobody's
lot of
no
things
one
going
is
on
above the
where
law?
Citizens are getting arrested.
No one's above the
People
law.
in the process, people that are legally here are getting
Yeah,
arrested.
no one's above the law.
Huh?
You break the law, you go to jail. Period.
Yeah, but it's not all these people aren't breaking
Every
the law.
single one of them.
10% of these people are. Okay, I'll even give you 20%.
Sure.
Most of the people locked up are not immigrants, and now they're in the process of, in the past 10 years, it's about 100 to 150 people that they're trying to denaturalize, who are citizens.
Okay.
And now they have a 600 person a month quota to get denaturalized people that are legal.
Okay. And what was
Do you know
Biden? What was
this?
Biden's
Do you
quota
talk about
to
this?
allow illegal
Or do you
immigrants
just-
in?
Or do you just push the MAGA agenda?
No, I
feel like
push
we
my
should-
own opinion.
Okay.
I support my president. Yeah, 100%. MAGA nation, baby, 100%. But I give you my opinions, not his. The only problem is,
No, you give your- you give an
President
opinion
Trump
that
thinks
you
the way
got
I
through
do.
social media.
No, he thinks the way
Through
I do.
corrupt social media.
That's why he makes sense to me, because he thinks the way I think.
Because you watched 100 videos and you fell into a rabbit hole.
So what is
and
your
told you
what
what
is
to
your
think.
excuse? What did
is
you
my
watch?
excuse? I'm a registered independent. I didn't like Biden.
Okay, well,
I
I'm
thought
independent
Obama
too.
was pretty good.
I'm independent. The president of the United States of America is still the president. I support the president.
So
But-
you supported Biden?
Yeah,
You did?
yeah.
And his agenda? You put out a podcast?
No, I didn't
his
put. No,
agenda?
I wouldn't celebrate it. But he's the president. I support him as the president. Which, by the way, I think they cheated. But nonetheless, he got the title, so I supported him being president. Did I agree with his platform? No, I didn't agree with it. But as a president of the United States of America, yeah, sure, I believe he was president. Digital pen president, but still a president. No love.
It's
I have
just-
no
I
love
don't
for
know.
him. How's that? I don't
watch
have
your
any love.
show and I'll watch it some more. I just feel like you feed into the propaganda.
No, see,
machine. And the new
the reason why I
propaganda
like them.
machine is social media.
No, I like them because
And
they
social
think
media
like me.
doesn't have to abide by our constitutional laws because social media is a global media market.
Yeah.
So they don't have to. You can have Russians, you can have Germans, you can have Israelis, you can have anybody producing in a global media market fake news and spending billions of dollars in algorithms and convincing people that what, as yourself, it's obvious. You don't look any other way. You've never criticized Trump. You've never said anything. He's a 34-time felon. He's got kids with 3 different wives.
Yeah.
He's
Are you a virgin?
deploying troops into our own city.
Don't judge.
Cities.
Don't judge lest you be judged.
He's created his own police force,
Yeah.
which is not a qualified police force.
Oh, yeah. What do
Who's
Democrats
breaking
have?
Our Constitution down.
What do Democrats have?
What do Democrats?
Yeah,
I'm
what
not
do the
a
politicians
Democrat,
have?
bro.
They have their own detail.
I'm not a
What are you talking
Democrat.
about? They all have
I'm
their own
not a
detail.
Democrat.
I'm not saying you are, but everybody. They all have their own details. I think the president of the United States of America should be protected, of course, 100%. As many people as we take. Mind you, this criminal that you're talking about is the only one that loves Americans and puts Americans first before illegal immigrants. But I want to ask you one question that you haven't answered me yet. You tell me that I just bite into everything they say about Trump. You haven't told me one thing positive about Trump, but you say all these negative things about him. You think you know me. You don't. You say you know the immigration.
Well,
and here's the
for
problem.
instance, you just said
Here's the
earlier
problem. Listen,
that-
let me
that-
finish. It's my turn. I'll let you talk.
said earlier that medicine is 600 to 700% cheaper.
No,
That's
from
not possible.
from $1,349 to $200. I said that's about 600 to 700% cheaper.
6,700%.
600 to 700%
That's not how
cheaper.
math works, bro.
Is that right? If I give you $10 and I give and you give me
1200 is
20, how much did I make?
That's not.
How much did I make? If I give you $10 and you
If it
give
was
me 20,
100%, if a $1,200 medicine was 100% cheaper, it would be free.
you're retarded, bro. You don't understand the
No,
question.
that's not. That's math.
You're
You can't be
retarded.
600%
You're retarded.
cheaper.
See, like I said, you don't listen. Listen to the
100%.
math.
What's 100% of 1,200?
Listen to the math, for Pete's
What's
sakes.
100% of 1,200?
1,200.
Okay. So according to you,
Uh-huh.
you're now getting medicine and receiving $6,000.
How do you reverse that?
100% and
How?
then getting
Okay,
500%
okay.
back.
Reverse the formula for me so that I can
That's
understand
not
it.
reverse. That's not how it works. We're not talking about how much. That's not.
Here, how much is the medicine right now? 200. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So we were paying $1,350.
Let's just say.
No. Listen, just answer the question, math genius.
Was 1,000, and now it's 200. That's 80% cheaper. That's not 600% cheaper.
If I give you $10,
You know who told you that?
if I
Donald
give you
Trump
$10,
told
listen,
that.
we
He
talk
said
about profits.
600 to 700 to 1,300%, and then he fell asleep, and then you believed it because it's not 600% cheaper. You can't be. You can be 600% more expensive. You can't be 600% cheaper. That's not possible.
You are retarded, bro.
No, I'm not.
You're retarded. I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
$1,000. $1,000. Say a medicine costs $1,000. 100% of 1,000 is 1,000.
If how many times?
700%
Listen,
cheaper.
how many times does 200 go into 1,350? How many times?
Roughly 6.5.
Okay, so if I have $200 out of $200, that's 100%. Yes.
Yeah, but that's not how.
Okay,
it works.
so
It's not
400
cheaper. It's not 600% cheaper.
$400 is 200%.
I mean, this is what I'm talking about. You look ignorant. It's 100%
Sure,
cheaper.
sure.
Would be free.
Okay, sure.
100% cheaper. I don't care if it's a candy bar. If a candy bar costs $1, if it's 100% cheaper, it's free. It's not 600% cheaper. So you're inflating numbers with bad math because Donald Trump told you something.
What's
was
100%
cheaper.
of 200? You asked me, what's 100% of 1,200? I said 1,200.
100% of 1,200 is 1,200.
Yes. Okay. So
you can't get more than 100% of 1,200
because you're thinking on the full amount that they cost before. But what I want you to look at, how if $200,
I mean, you could tell me that it's
this guy.
used to be 600%.
Yes, we were overpaying. We were overpaying up to 600%.
It could be 600% more expensive.
Yes.
And that's not even true. I mean, if you looked anything up and you unbiasedly looked at anything, and this is why everybody calls.
Well,
MAGA
that's the
people
number that we're
cults.
lgoing at.
This is why people call MAGA people a cult.
Okay, look, listen, man. You're gonna let me explain this one more time. One more time. I'm going to explain it one more time. Well, don't interrupt me. $200 out of $200 is 100%.
Yep.
If I sell that for $400, how much profit did I make?
50%.
200. I double
If
it.
it was 200 and you've sold it for 400,
And
that's a 50%
I
profit.
doubled the amount that it cost, right?
Yes.
So if
So
I
you can
double
say-
it,
you
you're
can
saying
say-
you're saying
can
double is
say
50%.
It was 600% more
Oh,
expensive.
well, hey, but just go with just answer the
It's
questions
not
as I'm telling you.
600% cheaper.
Yes, it is a markup, but just think about this. $200 is what I'm selling you this medicine for. And then I charge you $400. If 100% of $200 is $200,
Then it would be 100%, 200% more expensive. It
yes,
wouldn't be 600%
that is correct.
cheaper, which
Okay,
is what
that
you
is
said.
correct. So if it's 600,
It
it's how
wouldn't be
many?
600% cheaper. It would be 600%.
Jesus. Okay, all right, whatever.
more
I agree to
expensive.
disagree. I agree to disagree.
Well,
Okay,
math
you're
isn't
not
that hard for
listening.
me.
You're
I run a
contradicting
business.
what you just said. You contradicted
not.
what you just said.
You
If
cannot get more than
$200,
100%
I'm going to say
cheaper,
it
because
the
100%
dumbest way
cheaper is
possible.
free.
The dumbest way possible. And if I'm wrong, it is what it
Can't be
is.
100%
Aha.
cheaper is free.
Jesus.
Period.
Forget about the cheaper. You don't understand. We were overpaying.
what I'm talking about.
We're paying markup price. What I'm talking about, how many times does 200 go into 1350? 6 times.
7.25.
Okay, thank you. 720%. That's how I look at it.
So it would be 700. It used to be 700% more expensive.
Yes.
Not 600%
So,
cheaper.
so now we're bringing it down to the same price that somebody else is paying instead of getting ripped off. So it's not that it's going to be free, but we
It's
were
just
paying
semantics, basically. It's
700%
basic math. It's
more.
basic math, but if you don't understand basic math,
All right, man. Have a good night. I'm not going to sit here and argue with a retard. I don't understand. $200. Guys, help me out. $200 is 100% of $200. If I double that to 400%, I just pay 100% and I make 100% markup value, right? I'm making money. I'm selling it at 400, at 600. My 100 price that I was paying before is being deducted. No, stop calling. And the call is over. It's just one call that I was taking. You did not destroy me. I gave you more than 5 minutes. I went against my own word. What I don't understand. I even went to $10, man. My MAGA brain gets it. If I buy something for $10 and I sell it to you for $10, I just paid 100%. I just gave away 100% of what I just bought it for, right? So I didn't make any profit. But if I sell it to you for $20, I just made 100% of the $10 that I paid. If I sell it to you for $300 or before $30, that is 300%. So I just made a 200%. You have to work it backwards so that you can see the logic of why we say that. If you don't work it backwards, you won't get the logic. You're playing stupid math. I gave you 5 minutes to destroy me, and you didn't do a damn thing. If you're selling me a product for $10 and I pay you $100, the product is worth $10. How much percentage did I pay more for that product? 10%. $10 of 100 is 10%. But if I'm giving you $10 times 10, that's 1,000%. I'm confusing myself now, bro. I can't explain it to retards, man. If you don't want to listen, you don't want to listen. I just got, yes, Dosito, I understand it's the markup, but this guy doesn't understand why I say that we're going to pay less. We're going to pay over 700% less than we were paying at markup price when we should have been paying $200 instead of $13.50. That's the thing that he doesn't understand. We were paying 700% more than what it's worth. But now we're going to pay what it's actually cost, which we're going to pay 100% of $200, but the markup was 700% higher. I can't deal with people like that, bro. I can't deal with people like that. Just so you know, if you call with your number blocked, I'm not going to pick up the line. And you don't have to watch my show. You don't have to watch my show. Docito, he is a businessman. He has 5 or 6 businesses, I think he said. I don't know, man. Maybe I don't understand. Mark, you might be right. Maybe I don't understand. Bernie, do me a favor. I don't know if you heard anything that I've been saying here. Okay. If I buy a product from you for $10, okay, I buy it from you for $10, and I mark up the price to $100, how much percentage did I sell you that product that was worth $10? Yeah. He probably sells weed and dips into his own product. Oh, man. I just, all right. So thinks I lost. Okay. Well, we'll go 50-50. Thank you, Nanya. I guess he didn't leer at the Leering Center. Here, look, I'm gonna give you a disclaimer, okay? Docito, thank you. I'm gonna give you a disclaimer. The way that the results should be the same, and maybe the word that I'm using is probably wrong, right? I'm using it because this is the way that they used it, the Americans here, and I understand. So Teresa says 900%. 900% profit. I just made 9 times more than what it cost, and 1 out of 1 is 100%. This guy will never leer, and no, I am not taking any. I'm not taking any block calls from anybody. Oh man, Mount Cone, I know you don't like me, so your opinion doesn't matter. You understand? I know my trolls. Owning a business ain't for everybody. Yeah. 1,000% markup. Sure. I go with that. If you want to use markup, that's fine. But okay, so let's say right here, I mark up a $10 product. I mark it up to 100. If I want to get the percentage of how much percentage I marked it up to, what is it? Zozo, are you a bot? No, he said he was going to destroy me, but he brings up the Fourth and the 14th Amendment, and I try to explain to him. Okay, so so if Maria, if I made 90%, that's right, 900, Milton. If I made 90% of $10, that will be $9. Milton's right, 900. Yeah, 90%. 90% of $10 is $9. I'm sorry, it's 90 cents. 10% of 100 is $10. Oh man, I might have destroyed it myself. All I can tell you is that I made 900% of the $10. Yeah. To 1,000. it can't be 10%. If I made 10 times the amount, mind you, these are whole numbers. Every whole is 100. So if I made 10 times the amount of the product, how much percentage did I make? I can't believe this is going here. $100 times 10 times. It's what? Well, that's 1,000. You're multiplying. You're supposed to divide. What's 100% of $10? Sozo, you don't get it. I said I'm not debating anybody. I'm not taking calls. What's 100% of $10? You save it by not paying it. That's how you save it. Not 9,000. It's not 9,000%. No. You got too many zeros. What is 100% of $10? This is very simple. It's very simple. What is 100% of $10? $10, right? So if every $10 is 100%, and I double, if I double 10 at 100%, that's 200, yeah? If I triple, it's 300%. If I quadruple, etc. Oh, man. All right. There's a bus driver. Now pay attention to this. It's very complicated. There's a bus driver. He picks up, at his next stop, he picks up 10 people. Yes. 10 times 10 is 100. That's 100 times 10. I get that. But the way I'm looking at it is that 100% of 10 is 10. That's how I'm counting it, okay? So we're just marking up the price. We're marking up the price 900. Oh my God. I'm starting to doubt myself with these numbers. That's horrible. I'm starting to doubt myself. I'm sure there's a better way to explain it. Listen, I'm not a mathematician. I'm going to have some people that are going to be professionals on that. But all I can tell you is that if I sell you something for $20, I just made 100% profit on that $10. So I got my $10 back plus 100%. If I sell you something for 20 and I pay 10, I just made what? 100%. Yes, 100% profit. Yes, 230 is 200%. That's correct. That's what I'm saying. All right, we'll leave it there. So there's a bus driver. At his next stop, he picks up 10 people. Okay, he picks up 10 people. At the next stop, he picks up 20 people. The next stop, he picks up another 10 people. Okay? The next stop, he drops off 30 people. How old is the bus driver?
Nobody knows.
Anybody know? How old is the driver? Bonjour, monsieur. Bienvenue to Dennis Herrera Show. Are those 10 people illegal like you? Guys, what are those numbers for? Is that the age of the bus driver? I want to know. How do you know what the age of the bus driver is?
Nobody
I never told you the age of the bus driver. I just told you that there's a bus driver that picks up 10 people, but that's not telling me his age. I'm sorry. I had to do it. I had to do it for everybody. I just wanted to see if anybody would put some numbers on there. Omar. Oh man. All right. Let me see. Let me put a question. Let's see. Dennis, do you see these? Do call-ins, please. I'll do call-ins if you're doing super chats. If you're doing super chats, because now you're interrupting my show. Okay, now it's no longer the Dennis Herrera show and it's somebody else's show. All right, mortgage affordability has reached a 4-year best following recent bold action. Let's take a listen.
Announced the annual mortgage. A key part of the American dream is buying a home. And that is finally becoming more affordable under this president. This past week, it was announced the annual mortgage cost for a new home has fallen by $4,000 so far under President Trump, after rising by roughly $15,000 under Joe Biden. As a result, mortgage affordability has reached a 4-year best following recent bold action by the president to make home ownership more attainable for American families, not large Wall Street corporate institutional investors. A key part of the American dream is buying a home. And that is finally becoming more affordable under this president. This past week, it was announced the annual mortgage cost for a new home has fallen by $4,000 so far under President Trump, after rising by roughly $15,000 under Joe Biden. As a result, mortgage affordability has reached a 4-year best following recent bold action by the president to make home ownership more attainable for American families, not large Wall Street corporate institutional investors.
Okay, I can play with that. I had to play it twice because I was replying to one of you guys. It is a damn shame, brother. It is a shame. It is a very big shame. All right. We already read that. What is Don Lemon talking about now? Let's see. What is this?
This is CNN Tonight. I'm Don Lemon. The President of the United States is racist.
Thank you, Don Lemon. Appreciate it. Because we're supposed to believe your lying ass. What is this?
Post that the president has a prepared speech on this issue that he prepares to deliver at the right time. Is that true? And does the Trump administration believe aliens are real?
Nice, bro. Not bad.
A speech on aliens would be news to me. That sounds very exciting, though. I'll have to check in with our speech writing team. And that would be of great interest to me personally, and I'm sure all of you in this room, and apparently former President Obama, too. So we'll keep...
Even Obama, baby. Even Obama. What is this? Fake news.
Jackson, the president said, despite the fact that I'm falsely and consistently called a racist by the scoundrels and lunatics on the radical left, Democrats all, it was always my pleasure to help Jesse along the way. Where or when does the president believe he's been falsely called racist?
You're kidding, right? No. I will pull you plethora of examples. I'm going to get my team in that room to start going through the internet of radical Democrats throughout the years, Ed, who have accused this president falsely of being a racist. And I'm sure there's many people in this room and on network television across the country who have accused him of the same. In fact, I know that because I've seen it with my own eyes. And the president very much looks forward to having an event later this afternoon at 3 p.m. to celebrate Black History Month and to talk about how his policies are advancing opportunity and prosperity for all Americans through...
Hey, you wanna know who Donald Plump is? He's right here. There he is, asking a dumbass question.
Radical left Democrats.
Donald Plump right there with some ashes. Donald Plump is right here, the guy with the ashes on his forehead. He's supposed to be honest and humble. I don't think he is. And it's like, he asked the question, when has Trump been falsely called a racist? falsely called, as in he's racist. The guy just called him a racist. Falsely calling him a racist everywhere. Oh, man. Pay the piper, suckers. All right, no more number for you guys to call. Hey, Jason, thanks for being in here, man. I appreciate your support. Brian, I appreciate you. Tanya, it's so good to see you, sis. I appreciate you guys. My wife says her big hellos. She knows that you guys are always thinking about her, and I appreciate it. Let me see if I actually have something pinned. Here's something crazy. Here's something crazy. Check this out.
Oh, here. It's John Thomas and Philip Thomas. Is Gloria here by chance? Because she's 100 years old and she voted last election from here.
Can you see my? I said I want.
I just want to make sure you're not 126 years old.
No, I'm not.
And do you think it's possible like illegal migrants could be voting?
No.
Do you know where the ballots might have gone? Like for 108 people, that were registered here?
When it comes to fraud, most people think about money. However, there's another potential massive fraud story taking place in America, one tied to the most consequential system in our country, which is our voting system. This has to do with everything about who runs the country and how elections are actually controlled. And if we don't have voter integrity, what even are we? And there's one state that is the breeding ground for potential voting fraud, and that is California, where it can take up to 1 month to count all of the votes, no voter ID, and millions of ballots are cast by mail. And with voter rolls that are extremely vulnerable to errors, such as over 200 people who are over the age of 125 years old registered to vote in certain areas. And now to see how easy it is to vote, I headed to the location to register to vote inside the state of California. Now this is the register of voters right here. And I want to ask him, why don't you need voter ID to vote here inside of California? I was curious, how come in California you don't need voter ID to vote?
Because when you sign your affidavit, you're swearing that you're telling us the truth, and we compare the signature that you put on your application to the
Battery 65%.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it leaves any room for error with voter ID, or? Yeah, I'm just like curious because I want to make sure that like our elections are as fair and honest as possible, and I feel like voter ID is just something super simple to have. And do you think it's possible like illegal migrants could be voting?
Not really. How? I mean, what's showing the ID?
Yeah, if they don't have their ID and they could just sign on behalf of Richard Sherman, then they could technically vote, right? Yeah, but what if they just don't care? What if like Richard Sherman and Billy Bob Joe just don't care? But so you don't think illegals would ever vote, would you?
I don't think so.
No.
God bless that lady. God bless her. She's so sweet. I have nothing against the lady. She's sweet. She's sweet. I understand gullible. I understand naive. I understand that. Okay, so I want to address something just because I see the ICE video here. Which, by the way, if you haven't gone through my short videos, I do have some shorts that are not too bad. They're actually pretty good. If you haven't seen them, I recommend you go and take a look. Let me see if I can find this couple of shorts that I like. So far back, let's see. Here's a couple of things that other administrations, like Biden's administration, Obama. Actually, Obama has done sort of the same things as Trump, except he was praised by the Democrats, of course. But let me see. I like this one. I like this one from Nicolas Maduro. I'm sure you guys know this one. Come for me, he says. Come and get me, you coward, he says. Love this. Well, this is what happens when you call on the President of the United States of America, who doesn't F around. Check this out.
Last
Come
night,
for me!
on the order of the President of the United States, and in support of a request from the Department of Justice, the United States military conducted an apprehension mission in Caracas, Venezuela, to bring to justice two indicted persons, Nicolas and Cecilia Maduro.
Nicolas Maduro had his chance until he didn't. He effed around and he found out.
This was one of the most stunning, effective, and powerful displays of American military might and competence in American history.
Like, I don't understand yet how they haven't figured this out. And now, if you don't know, now you know. Because this is the way it's going to play out. And I think people need to understand that this is not a president that just talks and does letters and press conferences. And, you know, if he says he's serious about something, he means it. But don't play games. Don't play games with this president's in office, because it's not going to turn out well.
All right, let's see. I got another one here. Let me see. Shorts. I think it's going to be on the next page probably. Now check this out. I want you to hear this. I'm sure you've seen this, but I want you to hear it from this Venezuelan guy. He's very smart. I like this guy.
Yeah, because we all feel the same. We're all speaking in one voice, which is thank you, President Trump. Thank you, Marco Rubio. Thank you, Pete Hegseth. Thank you to the United States for standing for liberty and for justice. Yesterday was a day of justice, remember. Maduro is an indicted narco-terrorist.
You like that? This is a Venezuelan young man who left Venezuela because of the real dictator, tyrant, communist in Venezuela. And he comes in here as a migrant, just as I am. He comes here as a migrant, and he recognizes that because of President Donald Trump and his administration, Venezuela has finally got some justice. Finally. The Biden administration didn't do anything at all. Nothing at all.
He was arrested in a police operation, so the president executed his power as president, enforcing the law. I knew that socialism was going to starve us to death if we didn't leave. That's the fate for so many millions of people. That's why Venezuela today is the largest refugee crisis in the planet.
The contrast of those celebrating in Florida, I went out to a protest yesterday, people, calling for Maduro to be released, and they were talking about socialism. How does that?
These are paid protesters who are not Venezuelan, who don't know anything about our country.
They're just like Donald Plump on the chat. They don't know shit about this country. They only know what the leftists have taught them at the Leering Center, and obviously they didn't leer enough.
People have a right to their opinion, but they don't have a right to their own facts.
There you go.
The facts are that Maduro is a criminal, a murderer, who has a friend of mine in prison for 18 months. Her name is Maria Oropesa. She's in a torture center. She hasn't been released.
So why do you want to be there?
Because I want to see justice being done. Trump could have killed Maduro, and I would have been okay with it, to be honest. But this is even better. He's enforcing the law. He's doing what's right. He's like putting him to shame, not by defeating him with more tyranny, but by defeating him with the rule of law, which is what we want.
Did you hear that? Not by defeating him with tyranny, but by the rule of law. Now, I made some comments about President Trump. Some people know. Some people don't even like me on here sometimes because of the comments that I have made on President Donald Trump. But you know what? I'm going to call it like it is. And I'm always going to do that. So if you don't like what I say, I understand, man. Not everybody's going to understand the way I think. But I can tell you, me and Trump, just like many patriots, we like to think that we have common sense. And that's it. And just because we have so many things in common, it doesn't mean that I'm brainwashed by what they're saying. I just happen to agree with them. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you an example because people like to come in maybe on conservative, podcasts, right? I get it. Listen, I go to Democrats or liberals podcast, And I think they're crazy. I think they're deranged, and that obviously they're the opposite of me. But I think that they're crazy. They're so. I guess maybe the way that they look at me when they come into my channel, right? When they come to my podcast, they probably look at me in the same way, okay? And they, I understand. I understand the feeling, that the feeling can be mutual. But the difference is that I can get along with them. I can get along with anybody. Now, when I say I can get along with anybody, that doesn't mean that I'm going to convince them to get along with me. If they want problems, they'll get problems, right? But we can have an argument, and I got quite a few subscribers on here that have argued with me and probably disagree with me, probably 50-50, if not more, that disagree with me. But at the end of the day, we can hang out. We can have a beer. Well, I don't drink anymore. I guess I could. If I have a friend come by and they want to have a beer, I will have a beer with you. We can share a glass of wine. Just one, not too much. But that's the thing. It's like, I have my opinion. If you don't like my opinion, well, you don't have to be on my chat. You don't have to be on my group. Don't burden yourselves. Don't torture yourselves with arguing with me. If you have nothing in common with anything that I say, it's okay. Now, somebody said in here, I can't remember who, I think it was Daniel. He says, don't call yourself a patriot. Okay. What do you think a patriot is? Do you think patriots are only people that serve in the military? Do you think that a politician that's never gone to military is a patriot of this country? I'll say so. Patriot means a person that is patriotic, that puts the patria, which means nation, first, that lives and will die for this nation. That doesn't mean you have to serve. Not everybody can be a soldier. And if you really think that only soldiers can be patriots, I don't think you understand what kind of patriot I talk about. All right? So with that being said, we have immigration here. This is all I'm saying. We have a born American, Donald Plump. This guy. It is obvious that he hates Trump. Yeah, TDS, right? Trump deranged syndromes. I get it. Now he's going to have the DHS. The Dennis Herrera syndrome. I get it. I'm going to live rent free in his mind for a little bit. But here's the thing: when I read the Constitution, and I find it very interesting that the him being born privileged to be born in this country. Patriots. No, sir. Go find out what patriot means. That's not what a patriot is. That's not all a patriot is. There's more to that to be a patriot. And I categorize the word patriot as I do in Spanish. If you go look in Spanish, what it is different. Okay. So here's the thing. All right. So I know that a lot of migrants. Well, what is a soldier? If I was a militia, if I'm not officially in the military, and I'm just a militia, am I a patriot? Am I a patriot because I have my Second Amendment right, and that I'm willing to use it to defend this country from any tyrants, from any invasions? I think so. I think that will make me a patriot if you want to look at somebody fighting, okay? Now, you can fight with guns. I can fight with words. And I will not always win. And that's okay. That's all right. You know who else has an accent? Everybody in the United States of America has an accent. Every single one of you on this chat, in this chat, has an accent, an English accent. None of you speak real English. Let's get that straight. So shut the hell up about my accent. All right, here we go. So I believe that the Constitution was made for citizens of this country. American citizens. When the Constitution says we the people, it means American citizens. Because only American citizens can make a difference in this country. Only they can vote a president in office. Governors, politicians, only American citizens have a voice. No illegal immigrants, no foreign diplomats, none of the enemies of the United States of America has a piece of the Constitution for them. I dare you to go to Mexico and tell them that the Mexican Constitution allows you to go tell them what to do. Come back and let me know all about it. You ain't coming back. So, when the Constitution of the United States of America says persons, it's not talking to migrants. They're not talking to China. They're not even talking to me before I became an American citizen. They were not talking to Hondurans. They were talking to American citizens. Plain and simple. Persons is the plural word for person. Any person in the United States of America, meaning every citizen. Because who's the Constitution for? Exactly, American citizens. Now, what I was trying to explain to Donald Plump was that he believes on the due process, but he doesn't know what the hell that means. He doesn't know what due process is. He gives me the definition, but he still doesn't know what the hell due process is. He said, you got a right to representation. Yeah, I know. I agree. You have your day in court. Yeah, I agree. But here's the problem with their little theory that the Constitution is to give illegal immigrants any rights. Human rights is not the same as legal rights. So what is the due process for? Now that we know what the due process is, what is the due process for? Now, once you tell me what the due process it's supposed to do, then maybe I can understand what you're saying. So why don't you go ahead and tell me right there on the chat real quick. I know there's a few second delay. Tell me on the chat, what does the due process for illegal immigrants supposed to do? Daniel, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But there is, will you agree that a patriot fights for his country? A patriot fights for his country, right? A patriot fights for his country. Do you agree with that? No, I'm not reading anything yet. Give them rights. No. All right, let's go ahead and read the word patriot. Let's go ahead and read the word patriot. Now, before we read the word patriot, do you believe that a person that is a militia, is that a patriot? All right, you can go ahead and respond to that. Here we go. A patriot, a person who vigorously supports their country and is prepared to defend it against enemies. What in there tells you that a patriot, it's a soldier? I'm going to read it again. Let me read it again. Americans, they think they know everything, but their schooling here sucks. No wonder we're almost horribly bad last in the world. I know some of African countries that have more knowledge than American citizens do. A person who vigorously supports their country and is prepared to defend it against enemies or detractors. Oh man. All right, here we go. Let's go more deep into it. You're not a patriot, Donald. You're defending illegal immigrants. You're not defending the people. You're not defending the American people. You're sharing the American Constitution with the world, or you should be sharing it only with Americans. Being a patriot means loving and supporting your country. I believe I said that. Taking pride in its history and ideals. I mentioned history a lot. How horrible it was, but how great of an outcome we have today. Often expressed through public service. Public servant. Civic responsibility. And upholding principles like liberty and justice, while holding the nation accountable to its highest promises, while it fundamentally involves attachment to one's fatherland, patria. The specific actions and interpretations vary, sometimes involving deep criticism for the sake of improvement, not just blind allegiance. So tell me again, Daniel, that I'm not a patriot. Tell me again that I'm not a patriot. Thank you, Thor. Appreciate you. Sure, you can make an oath in the military, and that's great. That's great. So here's the question that I have, and I wish more people thought like this. Okay, and maybe my thought process is what makes me wrong. That's okay, but I believe I'm right. If you and I told this to Donald Plump, and he doesn't listen. He has his agenda and doesn't listen. Now I listen to what he said, and I try to explain how I see things. Right? So we can agree to disagree. I want to amend the Constitution and change the word persons to citizens. That way, there's no misunderstanding. Because it doesn't say the Constitution for persons. It doesn't say the Constitution for the world. It says the Constitution of the United States of America. And who does the United States of America belong to? Not to illegal immigrants. Not to Germany. Not to China. It belongs to American citizens. Okay, I'm done with that. Birthright citizenship. I explain my own experience that when I became an American citizen, any child that I may have created with a woman anywhere in the world, pending a paternity test, they will be American citizens because of me. Now, Donald Plump started his argument with, first of all, trying to give a bad name to the First Lady Melania, while forgetting that President Donald Trump is an American-born citizen. And that's the problem, right? So I've addressed everything. Daniel, what else do you want me to address, bro? I don't see super chats from you. Why are you demanding stuff without super chats? Don't demand something if you don't put a super chat. If I answer your question, be grateful. Be thankful that I answer your question. I'm reading everything I can. All right, so I asked Donald Plump in here, who is obviously a leftist. He's not an independent. He's a leftist, okay? I asked him, I said, so what does due process do, and where does due process begin? Okay, so due process, it's supposed to give you a chance to trial, plead your case. You have the right to representation. And then when you have that due process, what's it going to say? Here's my passport, sir. Oh, look at that. I'm an American citizen. There you go. Got my due process. And what happened with my due process? The court now acknowledges that I am an American citizen. But then I come out with my passport from Ghana. And when I open my passport, it says, I'm illegal. Thank you for playing. You may now be deported. We already knew that you were illegal. We gave you due process. You showed me your papers. They fake. You are not a resident. You have no visa. You're not an American citizen. Get the hell out of my country. All right. I said, and I asked, where does due process begin? He talked so much over me, but didn't listen to the question. He didn't listen to the questions. Donald, please, just don't comment anymore, bro. A passport isn't papers. Wow. Please, Joe, say it ain't so. Come on, man. Please tell me. Come on, people. Come on. You stop trying. You stop trying. This guy, man, I don't know, man. The leftists, they just stop trying. Come on, you got to try, dude. You got to try better than that. Okay, so every migrant has the right to migrate wherever they are allowed. So if they bypass the process, which is also a due process, that they get a privilege to go into American soil. You know where American soil is? Anywhere the American embassy is. And they allow you to come into the United States Embassy and you bring all your documentations, background check, criminal background check, health checks, you got x-rays, how much money do you make, do you have property, when you come to the States, what is the purpose, what do you want to do there, do you want to stay there, do you want to go to work, what kind of visa are you needing to get? And when you get vetted, that's what vetted means, okay? Vetted means that they check your background, if you're a criminal, if you have any ways to support yourself. Henry, how are you, brother? Good to see you. It's been a while. Love that last name, Tejada. I love the Tejadas. Very strong roots on the Tejadas family. I love my Tejadas. So this is a due process. They come in to the American embassy. It doesn't say Honduran embassy. It says American embassy. And that is the privilege that we get. This is the kind of due process that we get. And you know what? If we followed our due process at the embassy, we don't have to hide. And we can come through an entry port. We can fly on the plane, and when we come to Miami or Houston or Los Angeles, LAX, then we can just show the visa from Honduras, and it's going to say, hey, look, I'm a Honduran citizen, but I got a visa for 10 years, and this right here, it says that I can stay here for 3 months, 90 days. So I came here on vacation. And I know I have an accent. I know I look Mexican, but I'm from Honduras. Well, here's my passport. This is my papers. In my passport, there is a seal that says that I am a Honduran citizen, that I do have a visa to come to the United States of America. This is documents, legal documents to present, to prove that you are who you are. And there is a system that recognizes the barcode that is on the passport, and they verify by the passport ID number because it is registered in the government's website and all the system databases and whatever they have in there. That's due process. That's where it starts, at the American embassy. Hey, listen, there's some Herreras from Mexico, but I am a Herrera from Honduras, okay? And my last name Herrera comes from the capital, Tegucigalpa, according to my grandmother, who I've never met. And I say according to my grandmother because my mother told me that, okay? So there is that. Thanks for subscribing there, Eric. Appreciate you. All right. There's your due process. So what happens? You come here illegally. You come into the border, and the ICE agent at the border tells you, okay, let me see your documents. Are you an American citizen? And then you show your document, and it shows that you're an American citizen. Okay, perfect. Fantastic. Come on in. Welcome home, sir. Welcome back. If you show your passport from your country, it should have a visa sealed saying that you have permission to stay in this country for how long. If you stay in this country for longer than the amount of time that they gave you to be here, because you had an agreement, you had a process done, and you agreed that you were not going to come into this country illegally. But if you overstayed, you are now illegal, and you should self-deport, which is an option that nobody has given before. Henry Tejada says, I am more of a nationalist, patriot. My political views are not applicable anymore. Ha! Take that. Oh, man. It's just crazy. Trying to explain this. It feels like I'm just talking to a bot. Okay, so there you go. This is why I don't agree when some people say, and thank you, Henry, this is why I don't agree when people say that the immigrants don't get due process. They do get due process, but they choose to skip it because they know they're wrong. Now, what I was trying to explain to Donald Trump here, what he was talking over me, it's that there is a lot of migrants, okay, illegal migrants that come to this country seeking asylum. Okay, if your life is in danger, right? Somebody trying to kill you, and you know something like that. Maybe a hurricane destroy your country, and you find asylum in here. You get some TPS. You get some help, temporary asylum. But the problem is that most people, they think that poverty is a qualification to get asylum, and it's not. And so when they go to court for asylum, they get denied. Now, they can get another date to go to court, but they are still illegal. Now, what the people should know is that while they are waiting for that process, they need to leave the country. And because they don't leave the country, they get that immediate order of deportation. And by the time that they come back to court and says, oh, hey, wait a minute, you said I have to come back on this date. Well, you never left, sir. You stayed on this country illegally. What can we do now? What can we do now? It's okay, Henry. There should be a subscribe button on the bottom. Just go to my channel, tap on my little face where it says Dennis Herrera, tap on my face, and then you can subscribe there. Daniel, oh my gosh, thank you, sir. I'll take 50%. I'll take 50%, okay? Allow me to call myself a patriot, okay? I'm a patriot according to the definition that I gave you, my friend, okay? I know you're probably older. Maybe you're a veteran, and believe me, I respect you. Thank you for your service. Any veterans, I thank you for your service. If you're serving actively in the military, God bless you. May God protect you. May the Holy Spirit give you strength to have a strong, healthy mind, because I know that you will do things that you will not like to do, but you have to protect our country, and you have to follow orders, and you know what orders are unlawful. So there's that. And, and I think that there's a lot of Americans that don't understand that. When Donald Trump is talking about these two people that got shot, listen, I'll be honest. Here's the thing. If that was me, okay, this is just me. If that was me, I wouldn't have shot Renee. I wouldn't have shot her. I don't know if I would have shot the tires. I don't know, but I wouldn't have shot her. It's just, they're still American citizens. Even if they become terrorists by trying to kill me, that's okay. But I wouldn't have shot her. But that's just me. Was the officer fully justified? Yes. Did she have to die? No. But just as much as I blame the agent for shooting and killing her, I blame her for putting herself in that position. And then I also understand Preddy. Preddy was, protesting. Preddy was very violent. We have videos of him breaking the taillights of the ICE agent's, federal agent's vehicle. That itself right there is assault. Just hitting a federal agent's vehicle is assault. You have to understand they are not the police. The local police is different. You are talking about federal agents. Do I think that Preddy should have been shot? No. Do I blame him? Yes. Were the agents fully justified? Yes and no. Why? When you see protesters out there, dumbass Americans and other illegals, with a whistle, making noise, pounding on stuff, do you think that when an ICE agent is giving instructions, gun, I got it, do you think people can hear that through all the noise? No. So I don't blame the agents for miscommunication. And I don't blame Preddy for, trying to resist arrest. But at the end of the day, he shouldn't have been there. He's been in this kind of problems before. He misbehaved. He is known to misbehave and assault agents. Unfortunately, I blame protesters for making all their stupid noise because it doesn't help anybody. But I don't wish Preddy or Renee to have been killed. I said this before many times already. But it just seems like people still miss it sometimes. Okay? And I know that you're not going to be able to hear everything. You're not going to hear everything that I say. But, when you have Tim Walz, when you have mayors, when you have politicians on the left telling people to get out there and obstruct and get in the way, and they tell them, Tim has done this. Tim has said, nothing is going to happen until there's blood. And so what do people think? Oh, I want to be a patriot. I want to be a real American. And you're going to go out there, and I've seen the videos. We play them all the time. Some people think I'm being hateful, but no, we play the videos all the time. Protesters throwing rocks, throwing sticks, frozen water bottles. They are assaulting federal agents constantly. They're making a lot of noise. They don't let them get the rest. They go to hotels. They destroy property even when they're wrong. They excuse themselves with all this violence, calling it peaceful protest. I got the right to protest. Yes, you do. Peacefully. Did Americans read that part of the Constitution wrong as well? Did you have that right read wrong? Because that's not what it says. It doesn't say go obstruct justice. Don't impede, don't interfere with ICE. It doesn't say to go interfere with ICE agents, does it? It says to peacefully protest. You are impeding. You're being an obstruction to federal agents from doing their part. That is not peacefully protesting. And I'm going to tell you, while you have the right to say whatever the hell you want to anybody because it's your freedom of speech, you don't have the right to harass people. Do you understand? You do not have the right to harass me or anybody else that has a different freedom of speech than you do. Your rights don't trump anybody's rights. I can wear a MAGA hat. I can wear a Biden hat. I can wear a screw you hat. I can wear whatever the hell I want in my clothes. It's my freedom of expression. It is my right, my God-given right in this country. I have the freedom of speech and expression. And what do I get from the left? Violence, death threats. Why? By their fruits, you will recognize them. So if I see you with a Biden hat, hey, I'll make fun of you. You can make fun of me. But I'm not going to be violent towards you. I'm not going to be shoving signs in your face. That's assault. I'm not going to let you come over here and just call me a son of and insult my mother and get close. You're going to get slapped. There's consequences. Use your freedoms and rights responsibly. It's not that hard. Are we children? Are we adults that can reason? Are we adults that can disagree with things and let each other be? Why is it that I am able to have you hold whatever the hell sign you want and I have no problem with it? It's not murder. Murder is going out to somebody protesting on the sidewalk, peacefully protesting, and then just going over there and killing them. It's not murder when you shoot somebody and they're trying to run you over. It's not murder when somebody has a gun and they want to go and fight you. And it's not just me and you. They're federal agents. Law enforcement. Respect. That's not protesting. That is not protesting. That is not your right. So don't play stupid. You play stupid games, you get stupid prices. This is very simple. Very simple. How many deportations have happened without any incidents when there's no stupid ass people on the street obstructing, impeding, or blocking federal agents from doing their job? 0 casualties. 0. Violence brings violence. When the ICE agents are coming in for somebody, they're looking for somebody. If I look like somebody and they took me to jail for process, I'm going to be pissed. It's going to suck my inconvenience. But let me let you into a little secret if you haven't found out and you don't know yet. As an American citizen, it is my duty to respect the law and collaborate with law enforcement in any way I possibly can. We have just been invaded by millions of illegal people, and we don't know who the hell they are. That's the secret that you don't know. We have been invaded. Patriot, defend your country. Protect this land. Protect the people of this land. That's a patriot. And that's exactly what I do. You can blow a whistle all you want. Don't put that shit on my face. I will make you swallow that whistle. I will say you assaulted me by trying to destroy my eardrums with your stupid ass whistle. I will make you swallow that whistle. Anyways, do ICE agents do everything correct? No. They're humans. They'll make mistakes. They'll get reprimanded. But how can I defend protesters that are out there obstructing federal agents? You're putting yourselves in danger. And it pisses me off the people that say, oh, it's the freedom of speech and the freedom to protest. Shut the hell up. You have teachers taking second graders protesting. What the hell are teachers teaching our second graders to go protest ICE? You're supposed to teach our children to respect the law. You're supposed to teach our children how to be patriots in this country. You don't teach your children to be disrespectful to people. You want your children to grow up to be decent people. People that go and say, sir, thank you, please, and you're welcome. Not people that says, F you, lady, F you, sir, F you, bro. People that go out there and start cussing adults, elders. Yeah, 14-year-old talking mess. Oh, make their face turn inside out. You're teaching them that. You are teaching them to be disrespectful. I see kids at a Walmart. No, it's a Walmart. But I see kids at a Walmart just throwing stuff on the ground. And the parents, Daniel, get off my channel. Get the hell out of here. You're stupid. I see the parents just sit there and say nothing. Wait a minute. What? Hey, knock it off. And you know what? They stop. They stop. But when the parents tell them no, they don't care. They still go crazy. Oh, they're going to call the police. Well, call the police. Maybe the police will help me put them in their place. I go to the store since my kids are little. And I go to the store and I'm going in there for something specific. And my kids go with me because I'm watching. Dad, can I get this? Nope. Okay. That's it. When they go with their mom, with their grandma, because their grandma spoils them when they were little. Grandma, can I get this? And grandma will say no. And they start throwing a fit. And they start throwing an attitude. I'm going to tell daddy. Oh, change that attitude. Change that attitude. Now I think I want to finish up with something different. I have seen a lot of demonic influences. The devil is not stupid. He's smarter than you and I. He's been around before you and I were even born. I remember one time somebody called CPS on me. And the sheriff came over to my house. You remember that, babe? When they came to the house? And the sheriff said, which side of the table? And my children went in the room. And the sheriff says, I want to talk to your kids. And so I called them out. And my wife and I were sitting at the table. And the kids come out running, smiling, laughing. Yes, Dad? And I say, sir, do you have a question for them? And then the sheriff asked me, he says, do you hit your children? And I say, I spank them when they misbehave. Because I want them to grow up to be good citizens. Come here, baby. And I tell my daughter and my son, thank you. Did you want to say something to the sheriff, to the officer? No. I said, well, go shake his hand and tell him, thank you for being here, okay? Go back in the room because we're talking. Adults are talking. You know what the sheriff told me? The sheriff says, sir, I got your back. If you were abusing your children, they will be afraid of you. But they're happy kids. They have no bruises. They respect you. And I said, sir, I just want my kids to be good citizens when they grow up. Truth teller, watch your words. Watch your words, man. Watch your words. I hope that's not a threat. I will report your ass to the FBI. I hope that's not a threat. What kind of stupid question is that? Are you bulletproof? Don't be stupid. Doesn't matter how big somebody is. Anybody can shoot anybody. That's why I always carry with me everywhere I go. But this gun never comes out in an argument. Never. Because I was trained that the moment that this gun comes out, it's going to get used. And I don't believe in violence like that. I just want to say, God loves us so bad. Okay, thank you, Truth. Yeah, don't do that, bro. Don't. Just a lot of people have threatened my life on here. Don't do that to anybody, okay? Just, I apologize. Don't. Try not to use those words, okay? Please. I know you've always been good. You disagree with me sometimes, but you've always been good. So don't change that, please. I don't deserve to be saved. I will never be perfect. But I can tell you that just as much as God has mercy on me, He sent Jesus Christ, his only begotten Son, to come and die for us. See, before Jesus, we were all going straight to hell. All of us. But because of the love, the mercy, and the grace that God, the Father, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob have on all of us, not just you or me, all of us. We all fall short of grace, but God gives it to us. God sent us Jesus Christ to come and die for our sins. And I'm going to tell you that I see a lot of demonic activity everywhere that I go. There's a couple of special places in this whole world that when I go there, I feel so close to God. My soul and my spirit change. There's no angry. There's no anger. There's no sadness. There's no depression. There's no anxiety. ADD, ADHD doesn't exist. There's no pain. And yet, I cry and give thanks to God. My spirit longs for God, but my flesh doesn't. So if I misbehave with you, and I apologize, I can tell you, don't judge God because of my behavior. Don't judge God because I say things that you might not like or you don't think a Christian should say. Let me be judged by God as I will let him judge you. But I'm going to tell you that if you come into my channel, you're going to hate a lot of the things that I say, what I believe, what my opinions are, and that's okay. But God is calling you and has been showing himself to you, but you don't want to listen and you don't want to look at him. Because it's hard for you to deny yourself. It's hard for you to let go of the nonsense that this world has been teaching you. If you have been looking for a sign from God, today is your sign. If you want to, you can make this prayer with me. Father, thank you for being my God. You are the creator of the universe and everything in it. Father, I'm a sinner. But today I repent of my sins. Forgive me as I forgive those who sin and trespass against me. Father, I believe that Jesus Christ is your Son, your only begotten Son, and that he came and died for my sins. Jesus Christ, I accept you as my Lord and Savior. Come into my life. Holy Spirit, you are welcome in this temple. Enlighten me and show me the truth. Don't let me judge in the flesh. Thank you for your love, for your mercy. Now I accept you as my King, as my Lord. Please teach me to see you and hear you every day of my life. I give my life to you. Thank you for your word. Thank you for your love. Do not let me fall into temptation and deliver me from evil. I deny myself. I decrease so that you may increase in my life. Father, thank you for your mercy. Thank you for your love and for the hard truth that even though it hurts, I thank you in the good and the bad times in my life. Only you are holy, 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 and all the power and all the glory and all the praises be given to you forever and ever. In Jesus' name I pray. If you prayed that prayer with me today, you have a clean slate. You start from zero. You are saved. But that's just the beginning of your life. That is just the beginning of the race. And you have to make decisions for yourself. Who do you want in your life? Do you want God or the devil? The devil you grew up with, you already know him. Get to know God. And then when I say something or when you hear something, even though you disagree with it, there will be no anger in your heart. You may have a dislike, but you will never hate. You might want to separate yourself from people, but you're not going to stop loving them. I believe that 100%. I am not your preacher. I am not your prophet. I am nobody. But God is everything. Seek his kingdom. Seek his knowledge. Seek his word. And he will show himself to you. I pray for Israel. May the Holy Spirit be upon them. May the Holy Spirit protect them. I pray for President Donald Trump and this great nation. May the Holy Spirit protect and guide President Trump. And may this country become even greater for the better of the world. I pray that in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Now, I like to separate religion from politics, and some people don't know how to do that. They can't differentiate. When I say that I separate religion from politics, is this: no law will overwrite the law or the Constitution of the United States of America. When Jesus Christ says, be good to migrants, be good to migrants, but do not help them break the law. For the Word of God says that we are to respect the law of the land. You give to God what's God's and to Caesar what's Caesar's. You can't say love your neighbor and then you never tell them they're going to hell. Then what kind of love is that? You can say I love my neighbor and I let them do all these atrocities. You don't have to convince them, but you have at least have the decency of telling them the truth. If you say you love your neighbor and they are born males and they tell you that they're a female and you say, okay, you don't love your neighbor. You got to tell them the truth. I love gay people, but I don't love their sin. I respect them, and I ask that they do the same for me. Is there bad people in the United States of America? Absolutely. There is bad people and good people all over the world. And I pray for peace in the world. When I say bless Israel and protect Israel, I am meaning it to the promise that God, my God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, made to his people. And it's very clear in the Bible that no Jew is above anybody else because we are all the creation of God. And the Bible says, my people, Israel, my people perish for lack of knowledge. All the Jews that deny the Messiah, all the Jews that deny Jesus Christ is the Son of God, God has a plan for them. I'm not going to judge them. That's just me. See, I can't judge the descendants of Ishmael. This is where the Muslims come from, the Arabs. Their religion is fake. But Ishmael was blessed by God. Almost the same blessing as Israel. Let me ask you something. Whose God do you think is real? And whose God do you think is potent and powerful? Omnipotent, meaning all powerful. Omnipresent, meaning he can be everywhere all at once. Let me ask you, who has a true God in this world? Israel, who is the smallest, probably the most insignificant, not the brightest, not the smartest, not the strongest, but God protects them. And Israel has survived attacks from all ends of the earth. They are still free. They have fights and wars with other people that hate them. I get that. And they look like bad people because they defend themselves. Don't judge them by how they do it. You don't stop what they do to them. So who are you to judge? Let God judge them. But they don't escape Israel. As a matter of fact, a huge movement has happened with many Jews going back to Israel. And yet you have other religions and specific Muslims. They leave their country. They flee. They are persecuted by their own people. They are killed by their own people. And they pray to Allah and they say Allah is the same as Jehovah, Yahweh, Jah, that great I am. But they flee from him. They go to Christian countries and they say Allah is great. They say the Muslims is a great religion, but they flee from the countries who swear by that religion and by that God. Why is it, Allahu Akbar, why is it that they're so violent? Why is it that they judge President Trump, calling him a pedophile, and yet their fake prophet, Muhammad, is a pedophile marrying a 6-year-old girl? Think about that. They go to all these Christian countries saying that their God is the most powerful, all potent, that he preserves and gives everything to them, and yet all they do is take resources and handouts from Christian countries. In God we trust. It's in our coin. It's in our dollar. The Constitution of the United States of America was founded on their Christian Judaist values. That's why I said in God we trust. Well, were they real Christians? I don't care. But they still made an oath on the Bible. How many Muslims have assimilated to our Western values in this country and swore an oath on the Holy Bible? All the Muslims swear an oath on a fake book called the Quran. Who's the real God? If I am sent to Honduras, I am fine and happy in Honduras. If I am sent to Mexico, then I'm fine and happy in Mexico. Whatever God sends me, if God sends me, I'll go there. You know how I know God sent me? I got permission because God will open the doors for me to walk in them. Now, you guys change the way I talk. Somebody had to hear that today. Whoo! Man, that's too deep. That is too deep, and unfortunately, many of you will just forget about it in the morning. You probably forgot about it already. Well, I'm going to tell you something. I am human. I get tired. I make mistakes. It is late, and I do need to get some sleep because tomorrow I have to do it all over again, and I am hosting family from Honduras. So today you get to have a little prayer with me. You get a little bit of preaching, a little bit of knowledge from the Bible. Listen, I love my Muslim brothers, but their religion is fake. I love them, not their fake religion. And if they can do the same for us, we will all be better for it. Let your God judge us, and let my God judge me, and whatever you want to believe. I'll just let my God judge the world. All right, Brian, thank you for being here. My man, if you're still here, Tanya, everybody else. Let me see who we got. Aztec, pain in the neck. Thanks for being here. Truth Teller, appreciate you correcting that. Much love. Don't use those words anymore, please. Please. Teresa, thank you for being here. Who we got? Kev Rob, thank you, sir. Who else we got in here? Robert was here earlier. I know Brian already said. Burning 47. All my members. Omar, if you're still awake. Robert, I don't know if Robert was here. God bless every single one of you. God bless your families. And I will see you tomorrow, God willing. Every day is a gift. Live it. It is your present. Till next time, God bless you, your family, and God bless the USA.